Hello everyone and welcome to this presentation of high school football here on the Solano College Sports Network. Tonight is the league matchup of the Rodriguez Mustangs versus the Armijo Royals here in Fairfield, California. My name is Colin Szymanski, joined by Blake Molina. Blake, who are some of the players on Armijo to watch out for tonight?
Well, if he's healthy and good to go, which I haven't seen him warm up yet, but we're looking at number 1, Will Nixon, the QB. He's had a phenomenal season going toe-to-toe with the Rodriguez quarterback, Dylan Burke, in a way kind of outplaying him. So if he's good to go tonight, we should see him, and it should be a QB matchup. But I'm going to go for his wide receiver, number 3, the senior Andres Garcia, as he leads the team with 4 touchdowns, 241 yards on 12 receptions. One of Nixon's deep threats, and with or without Nixon, I'm sure he'll get involved tonight.
Armijo's looking like a great opponent tonight for this Rodriguez team. It is senior night here in Rodriguez, when some of the key seniors tonight are, surprise, surprise, Burke and Williams, Dylan Burke and Bentley Williams. Burke this season has 1,000 yards and 14 touchdowns with only 5 interceptions. Last week against Fairfield, he didn't have the best game. He went 5 of 13 for 93 yards, still had 2 touchdowns but 2 interceptions. He needs a much better week going into this matchup. And Williams last week had a career game. He had 208 yards with 3 touchdowns. That's a career high for him, and he's on pace for 1,000 yards. You and me were just talking beforehand. He's at the 902 mark. I'm thinking he might break 1,000 tonight, man. His stats don't lie. He's getting 100 each game. I'm thinking he's going to get it tonight.
Yeah, I think he can, truthfully, depending on how the run defense is and how he's going, I can see him getting that at the half. That wouldn't surprise me.
Well, it is loud here tonight. We got a raucous Armijo crowd behind us. It's senior night, and we will see you just before kickoff. Until then, here's a word from our sponsor, James Thomas Media, and it's your one-stop shop for all your video production needs. Hello and welcome to high school football. We've got a league matchup of Rodriguez versus Armijo. Rodriguez is in 2nd place in their division, as you see right there on the screen. Armijo is in 5th place. Both of them won last week in league after having a first loss in league. Rodriguez lost to Vacaville. Armijo lost to Fairfield. Rodriguez beat Fairfield last week. Armijo beat Wood last week. And it has been a Rodriguez-dominated matchup since 2004 in the last 18 meetings. Rod has won 15 with 7 in a row, and Armijo only 3 wins, and their last one was 2015. It has been very one-sided in this rivalry.
Yeah, I do want to say, though, I think the wins might be changing. Armijo definitely has more of a chance, but at the same time, with Rodriguez holding that record over time, it does play in their favor, so we'll just have to see who is crowned the victor at the end of this one.
As the kick is away, Armijo is receiving. As he picks it up off the bounce. That's Hill on the return. He gets just past the 30. But yeah, Blake, the tides have seemed to have shifted for Armijo. They are 6-1 overall so far. Rodriguez with the 5-2 record. It has been they're almost identical in their offensive, with the stat lines at least, especially in the running game. that we've seen. It's Williams and Tay, who have very similar stat lines, both of them just over 900 yards. Tay doesn't have nearly as many touchdowns as Bentley Williams, as we see the handoff there. He's met at the line after a good modest gain.
Yeah, I mean, we were supposed to be in for a quarterback matchup. Unfortunately, number 1 for Armijo, Will Nixon, is not going to play tonight. So we'll go to the running back matchup, and you were just talking about it. Tay in particular doesn't have as much touchdowns as Williams. He does have 44 more yards than him, so he should probably get 1,000 tonight pretty easily.
Yeah.
Bentley Williams, on the other hand, I think he can get that number. It may be a little tougher, but I can see both these backs eclipsing 1,000 yards tonight.
As that sophomore quarterback, Jeremiah Hill, was back to pass, he intended for Hayes, and right off his chest, incomplete, brings up 3rd down.
Also kind of a weird stat to put out there. Armijo and Rodriguez, this is a rival matchup. It's comparable to like a Vaca High and a Wood, even though Vaca High has dominated, but that's just how it is for the town's sake. Armijo won last week 34-14 against Wood. Rodriguez won 36-8 against Vaca High. Similar scores.
Going deep. And that was nearly picked there by Rodriguez. That was Christian Gordon in on the coverage. But yeah, Blake, it's going to be a tough matchup. You can tell we are in the thick of it right now with this Armijo crowd.
Yeah.
I thought last week was bad with the Vanding crowd. I can barely hear you, and you're right next to me, brother.
I know. I'm going to have to talk a little louder, but yeah, I mean, again, this is one of those in-town rivalries. It's Fairfield, and it's going to be kind of winner takes all, and there's going to be a lot of bragging rights and a lot of trash talking for the winning team after tonight. As
that broken pass brings up a 3 and out, that's the first punt of the night, and it gets an Armijo bounce, getting just past the 30 here.
Yeah, I think the wind played a factor in that, but nonetheless, Rodriguez is going to take over with decent field position, and we'll see if Dylan Burks can get the offense going early.
I was noting with the offense, he's really he's got the big targets of Missouri Brothers as always, but you really got to work on spreading it around, setting the run game up to set up the pass for you. Not that they haven't done that all year, but even more so tonight, especially when you're going against a guy on that Armijo defensive line, Jericho Johnson. He is a big star recruit. As the handoff to Arizzola doesn't get much, and there's dirty laundry on the field.
Already starting. Yeah, going back to Johnson, this is all speculation, of course, but some of the teams he's kind of deciding between. We've heard Oregon, USC, among others. I mean, it sounds like he's got a good list of options, and wherever he goes, I don't think he'll be making the wrong decision.
The options are definitely not short for that young man, as we see him right there. He is a unit, 6'5", 305.
And he's a junior.
And a junior, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it is
incredible.
Terrifying.
Right.
But that penalty backs up the Mustangs. Going to bring up 1st and 20 with the holding call.
Yeah, real quick, you were talking about the Missouri Brothers. I did kind of a little fun thing since this potentially could be our last Rodriguez game. The Missouri Brothers combined 49 receptions, 820 yards, 11 touchdowns. They are the bulk of the offense for Rodriguez, and I think they're just going to take over again tonight.
Yeah, I like that. I did the same thing. Not quite to the extent, but they've made up 11 of Burke's 14 passing touchdowns.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, here's another stat for you. Total offense for the year, 978, and the Missouri Brothers, the 3 of them, have 820 of those yards. So
that is a scary sight right there.
It's a dangerous sight.
With those 3 big brothers all right there. Brings up 2nd down, 2nd and about 15. We got Burke back to pass. He's rolling to his right. Got pressure in his face, and that's incomplete. That does not get to the line of scrimmage. That might be intentional grounding.
Yeah, good pressure there from number 19, Daly Sparks. I like that name, the DN, the senior, really bringing the pressure to Burke.
Yeah, and that did bring up intentional grounding. That's either going to be a loss of down and backing them up.
Yeah, they're going to give it intentional grounding. You're right.
This Armijo crowd is letting the Rodriguez team know you're not allowed to do that in this league.
Yeah, lively crowd. Again, we're in for a loud one again tonight, so me especially, I know I'm going to have to talk a little louder. But, I mean, you know what? I can't be mad, though, with the atmosphere of the crowd. I always like that, whether I'm at a high school sporting event or an upper-level sporting event. It's always cool.
And with the penalty, it makes it 3rd and 24. It was a loss of down with 9:42 to go in the first quarter. And a motion 2 receivers over. He's got a strong right here. Burke's backed up to his own end zone, pressure in his face, and it's batted down. And who was it? Surprise, surprise, that was Jericho Johnson. The big man in his face with a bat down. And that's going to bring up 4th down, and they're going to have to punt out of their end zone. Another 3 and out.
I mean, I would say not the start for that Rodriguez was hoping for, but at the same time, now both teams have kind of went 3 and out. It's, I mean, obviously it's still anybody's game, but Armijo, I think, now kind of has a little more of the momentum because they're going to get another crack at it. And I felt like the defense played better on Rodriguez than Rodriguez's defense did.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Armijo's definitely should have a little momentum and confidence going in after this punt right here.
Armijo's definitely gotten a lot of the push in the backfield right here. As the Missouri brothers set to punt. And that's a good kick out of the end zone. He's really backed up, and it gets a Mustangs bounce. It gets to right at the 50-yard line, the 49. It's going to be Royals football.
See what they can do. So we talked about it. Unfortunately, Will Nixon, number 1, the starting quarterback with a QBR of 130.8, which is ridiculous.
That was
he
insane.
is out for tonight, but we're going to see number 7, Kamari Hayes, come in, and he plays a multitude of positions, not just a backup quarterback. He can play some wide receiver, and he gets thrown in there on the defensive end as one of the outside linebackers. So he's definitely a guy with a lot of skills and qualities. I'm curious to see how he does at quarterback tonight.
Hand off there up the middle, and he was initial contact at the line, but he kept the feet driving and got to the opposite side of the 50. But yeah, Kamari Hayes, last week he had 4 touchdowns against Wilsey Wood. So he's got 7 passing touchdowns on the year so far.
Yeah,
He's hoping to add to that. And my key for them, Armijo going into this, with a sophomore as your quarterback, you really want to try to build up his confidence. I mean, he had a great confidence booster last week as he's back to pass. He's scrambling around, steps up, throws over the middle. It's incomplete. That was intended for Jeremiah Hill, and he didn't really like what Gordon had to say there after the coverage. But I was saying, like, they really need to work on they want to work on getting his confidence up with these quick passes, just get good completions going, because so far he's only got about a 38 completion percentage, which isn't ideal for your quarterback. He's young, but you really want to try to boost that up and get him going, especially for a high-intensity game like tonight.
Also, with that being said, yeah, I agree with you. It has been limited snaps, of course, so obviously those numbers, especially tonight with him starting, as long as he plays a solid game, will go up. But, yeah, I agree with you. Since he's a sophomore, build him up, throw him in there. I understand, you're having a great season, you're winning. You don't want to just, wave the white flag and, kind of throw him in there to make mistakes. You want him in there to grow and to potentially be your starting quarterback going forward, because Nixon is going to be out. Or no, I'm sorry, he's a junior. He'll have 1 more year, but you're still preparing.
You still want to develop them. You might have a good quarterback tandem going there. As the handoff to Tay went up the middle, and it brings up 4th down now with 8:46 to go. You're at that weird spot, especially in a rivalry game like this with league, and they're going to be smart and bring on the punting team. But you could tell they were thinking about it for a split second. It's a long 4th and short, about 4th and 3, and they had a slight hesitation there, thinking, do I want to go for it? It's too early, though.
I was gonna
especially,
say,
but I get it. It's a rivalry game. You want to get your punches in early, but if you don't, that's a huge backfire on you.
Yeah, no, it's a rivalry game, so stakes are higher, and the chances, the risk is obviously higher to kind of do things and go for certain things, but right there, I thought that was smart. Again, like you said, it's just too early to be doing stuff like that, and it's still a 0-0 game. So
you can't be greedy with your shots right here.
Exactly. Just play it smart. That's all you can do, and it's not gonna this isn't going to cost you in any way unless they run it back. So,
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
You know, where, like you said, they could turn it over. Rodriguez can get a good field position. That could lead to a score.
You want to try to flip the field here. You want to pin them back again like your defense just did. And you definitely, with the way they've played, it's only been one down, but I'm confident in this Armijo defense. And this year, they've only allowed 140 points to the 206 points that they've scored on opponents. They're 3-1 on the road. The road is where they dominate, and we see with this crowd traveling, it's almost a home game for Armijo.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it. And, you know, away record, you know, you always want to be as best you can at home. But when you have a positive away record like they do, they're 3-1, that shows confidence, and that shows this isn't a team that messes around and to take serious.
As they did go for it there, there was no punt, and that's going to be a turnover on downs as the Mustangs defense holds strong. And, of course, right there in the mix of it, Trevor Cromie, the senior.
Yeah, that's a guy I hype him up and I talk about him.
We can't talk about him enough.
Oh, man. No, I can in particular. So let me go to him real quick. So he's a senior. He got honored tonight. He leads the team in solo tackles with 25, and he leads the team overall in tackles with 54. He is tied for third on the team in sacks, as this isn't a sack-heavy team, but he does have 2 of them on the season. So that number could always go up.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And we've seen him in with the fullback option, like the goal line presence. I'm really, senior night, they always want to get the seniors a little extra love tonight. I'm really expecting him to have some plays on the offense tonight. As the handoff there to Williams, it's a good gain right there. That might be enough for the first down, and there's a late flag after the play.
I think some unsportsmanlike conduct, some jawing.
I'm certain of it. We've seen the jawing already. This rivalry goes deep. These teams do not like each other. Our own Miles Meadows would be able to attest to that, but he is unfortunately not here tonight. Man, I would love to have him in the booth right now talking about this rivalry, since he's played on the opposite side with Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah, I think kind of in a good way, it might be a good thing he's not here, because we might have to censor the broadcast with Miles. But, yeah, I know Miles' insight is always good, and it would be just so fun to hear him tonight, but unfortunately he is not here.
The penalty there is on Armijo, and that's going to be picking up the first down there for Rodriguez. They are marching here.
Yeah, Bentley Williams with a nice gain, plus the penalty is really going to help out Rodriguez. This is they're already in pretty good scoring position, but this helps them, and now they got a new set of downs after the first, thanks to Bentley Williams. So let's see what Burt can do here.
He's one of those fun backs we like to see. As we send Arizzola in motion, handoff to Williams, and he's met in the backfield by Johnson.
I think we're going to be calling his name a lot, and for good reason.
Yeah. Unless Rodriguez is able to figure out how to stop him. When we went against guys his size, it was just chop him all night. Chop him, chop him, chop him. Get him down, make him uncomfortable. Make him not want to go against you. As Arizzola goes in motion again, play action pass over the middle. That's to a Williams brother. Now which one is it? It's Jamar Missouri. Just anytime there's a pass, I'm like, oh, that's the Missouri brother.
Yeah.
It's gonna be right about three or four times.
Yeah, number 9, Jamar Missouri, the junior. He's the middle brother.
Mm-hmm.
I know being the middle child as the middle grandchild on my mom's side, so I know how that feels. But they've all showed out obviously, and each one of them has something to prove every night.
Handoff to Williams there, and he's met in the backfield again. As the Packer Royals in there on the tackle. But yeah, he had the slowest start out of all the brothers. He didn't get his first touchdown until a couple weeks into it, but he got 2 touchdowns last week, and he had a great game. He's matched it. All the brothers have at least 3 touchdowns, so they're riding high. As that pass is caught. What a touchdown right there. Jermaine Missouri, the youngest brother, the sophomore, 6'4". He skied over the defender for Armijo, and Rodriguez gets the first crack at it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we were going to call one of the Missouri brothers tonight for a touchdown. it is the youngest brother getting it, and what a catch. Like we talked about, his height really plays a factor, and Rodriguez strikes first and early, but don't let, if you're Armijo, get back up. Your defense has been playing really solid.
As Rodriguez goes for two there, and they get it with Bentley Williams. Makes it an 8-0 game with 7:01 to go. What a good strike there on your second drive of the night.
And of course, led by the QB, Dylan Burke, who is just continuing to add on to his phenomenal season. The junior quarterback just keeps on going. He's got a 93.8 QBR, 15 touchdowns to 5 interceptions, over 1,000 yards, and we still have some season left. I mean, he's having a great year, and I'm sure when it comes next year, he's even going to be better, which is scary for the opposing team.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait to his senior year. Oh, that's a scary sight.
He's going to go crazy.
He's Missouri brothers, man. They cause the other team misery.
They do, and then Dylan Burke does too. He gives them a headache for opposing defenses. He's a slinger.
So Rodriguez is set to kick off here. The kick is away. As he's on the return. Gets to the Armijo sideline. And he's pushed out of bounds at just the 45.
Yeah, Jeremiah Hill there with the play there. He kind of started to jog a little bit on that return, but nonetheless, decent field position for the Royals. As you're hearing it from the Armijo crowd behind us.
That is all I was able to hear on that comment, Blake. I couldn't hear a word you said.
I know. I realized that when they screamed over here. I'm going to have to start screaming too, I guess.
There's the handoff there. He's fighting for those extra yards, and Cromie comes in with the hit. Nope.
Cromie assisted, yeah.
That was Anglo, the other linebacker. He is a great tandem there for Trevor Cromie. They're both seniors. They are both some hard-hitting linebackers to have on that defense.
Yeah, if Cromie's not getting you, number 10, Isaiah Angelo, the middle linebacker, hybrid outside linebacker, he's going to get you. It's one of the two. It's one of those pick-your-poison type moments.
Handoff there. He stopped on first contact. That was Jalen White. And that time Cromie was in on that tackle. But it's either Cromie in on the tackles or Anglo. He also has got 40 total tackles on the year, just behind Cromie's 54 total. As it brings up third down here. And he's rolling to his right, and he is sacked. Brought down, and that's Anglo. That's his third sack on the year. And that's going to bring up fourth down.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's going to bring up fourth down, and we were just talking about Isaiah Angelo. You speak his name, and he shall appear, as he did there to get the sack. The senior, 5'8", 175. And man, he looks like one of the fastest guys on that defense in general. So scary sight for your middle linebacker to be one of your fastest guys.
Yeah, he might be 5'8" and 175. He hits like he's a lot bigger than that.
Who are you telling?
That's going to bring up an Armijo punt here. As that punt is away, gets an Armijo bounce. And the Missouri brothers going to smartly get away from it as it gets just past the 30 to the 27 here with 5:37 to go in this first quarter.
Yeah, Jeffrey, the Missouri brother, the senior, he was thinking about it and saw the defender coming. He said, I'm going to let that one roll. Smart play.
He was hoping to get the kind of return, but he saw it. There was no space for him.
Hey, sometimes it happens. I mean, you think you have a hole, and then you realize you don't. You got to just play it smart. That could lead to injury, and you don't want to see him get hurt.
Injury, turnover, nothing good there normally most of the time.
Nothing good. I agree.
Unless you just get a bit of luck there. As that's going to be first down here for Rodriguez after the touchdown drive. And off to Williams, and he's met immediately. Spun around, down for about a 2-yard gain there.
2nd and 10 here. No gain there for Williams. Armijo, though, they don't want to discourage themselves because, I mean, their defense, besides the score, has really been playing well. Their offense is a little kind of non-existent right now, but, I mean, we still have plenty of time left in this game, so I'm sure if they can turn that around, this will be a neck-and-neck game for sure.
Play action there for Burke. He's rolling to the sideline and throws it, and it's incomplete. Coverage was great down the field, and he had pressure in his face almost immediately. This Mustangs offensive line is really tested tonight with that Armijo front.
Yeah, one of the guys for Armijo that was there for the pressure, he's been there a few times. We haven't called out his name, number 66, Kendrick Salcido. Excuse me, that's a tough one to kind of put out there. The D tackle, and I mean, he's got 7 solo tackles, almost 20 total tackles. I mean, he's been fighting against that Rodriguez O-line, and he's been there for a lot of the pressures on Burke.
And he's tied with Johnson for the total amount of sacks, 4 sacks each for them. They're both tied for the most, hoping one of them will try to break the tie here.
I got my money on Salcido because just of the pressures we've seen in this.
Interesting, as Burke takes the QB draw right there on the 3rd down, and it brings up 4th as the clock runs with 4:40 to go. And Rodriguez gets a 3 and out here, and they're going to punt.
Yeah, good showing again from the Royals defense. It's just now time to get that offense going, get it in motion, get it clicking, fire on all cylinders. You got to abuse the run game, and vice versa with the pass game. Just figure out something that'll work for you right now.
Yeah, the offense on both sides, it's going to come in time. Rodriguez, we saw they had that really good drive just beforehand right here. They got a second 3 and out, but it's going to come in time for both of them. They got to feel out the teams. They got to feel it all out. As that punt is away, and it gets a slight Rodriguez bounce, gets to just shy of the 30.
Yeah, another good punt by Jamar Missouri there, as we've seen back-to-back good ones. This one was actually better than the last, but man, these Missouri brothers, they can do everything. They can punt, they can
do it all.
Play defense, they can run things on offense. I mean, what can't they do? I have to know, the main question is, are these kids multi-sport athletes? Are these, because if they're one-trick ponies,
I would hope.
Oh man, this is scary.
When all of those brothers are at least 6 foot and above, they've got to be doing some basketball out there.
I mean, you never know. They could just be dedicating everything to football.
As Armijo went back to pass, that was completed to Elijah Thompson, number 14, and he's wrestled down right in front of the Armijo bench. He was brought down by Zach Carvalho, the senior. We're going to try to point out all the seniors that we can on the plays tonight because it is senior night.
Yeah, Carvalho, number 13, the hybrid linebacker, free safety. He's one of my X factors on the defense. Just like Cromney, he seems to always kind of be around, but in a sneaky way, he comes out of nowhere. So look out for him tonight as well.
As that rush went right up the middle, and it stopped almost immediately. It's going to bring up 3rd down. Or 2nd down. Nope, that pass first was completed for a 1st down. That's going to bring up 2nd down now. Hayes sends Tay in motion right behind him. Hayes back to pass. He's got some pressure in his face. He's starting to scramble. And you think he just gets out just to get a little gain there. And that'll bring up 3rd down with 2:50 left in this quarter.
Yeah, good stop by number 52, the DN, Moses Moore for Rodriguez. Coming in there, the junior. Going off that speed.
Armijo crowd getting loud on 3rd down as we have a timeout by Rodriguez, their first of the half.
Yeah, looks like Coach King saw something that potentially the defense didn't, so he always calls those smart timeouts, so I'm sure he's just going to have a quick talk with them and kind of readjust, but overall, smart timeout.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Reassess. Don't let the hype just settle down a little bit. We got a 3rd down here. Still the first quarter. Get a breather.
But I'm sure Coach King's main objective is not to keep that defense out there all night, which, you know, as we've seen covering them this season, I mean, that defense is pretty quality. You know, they're up there. You know, they might not be the top defense, but they're a name that needs to be in the conversation. But at the same time, you don't want your defense out there all night. You got to let the offense kind of do their thing too. So I like the timeout by Coach King there.
Yeah. Get the offense a little discombobulated too on Armijo's side. Yeah. Third down comes up here. The handoff there to Tay, and he is met in the backfield. That's something, if that was an option play, that definitely looks like something that Hayes would probably want to keep. But I couldn't really tell entirely if that was so much of an option play. But nonetheless, it brings up fourth down.
Yeah, a couple guys in there bringing the pressure, as we see on our screen, number 59, Kashawn Gresham. And man, he is an under-the-radar beast. He makes the big plays. He's got the big tackles and a few sacks. Also, though, kind of throwing in some pressure there was number 6, Malachi Johnson, who we talk about every once in a while as well. That DN can also play the outside linebacker, and he's a senior, so we'll give him his flowers too. Good pressure by both those guys on the Rodriguez defense.
Both of those guys seniors, as the punt is away here. And that is a high punt. It bounces out of bounds just the 24-yard line. Or 25, the refs are going to spot it. With 1:39 to go in this first quarter, Rodriguez still 8-0 lead here. This is a rivalry game that they have so far dominated. They have 7 in a row, trying to make it 8 in a row tonight. And it is Friday the 13th, worth noting. So there could be some wacky stuff going on tonight.
You know what? I'm glad you said it. Yeah, I kind of spaced my mind for a second there, but yeah, I mean, we could see something really crazy with it being Friday the 13th. So
Arizzola in motion. He gets the handoff. He's going to go to the end around, and he's got a little breakaway. And he's forced out of bounds along the Mustang sideline. And there's a late flag there. These refs are not letting anything slide. They are making their presence known. They don't want any chippiness, it seems.
I'm not mad at that, but we don't want it to, like how the end of the
snowball. I don't want it to snowball over. I don't want it to snowball over.
Exactly.
You want to establish we're not going to tolerate any tomfoolery tonight. That's probably not the exact words they use, but it's along those lines.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I was going to say, I just don't want it to turn how the Vaca High Bandit did, where at the end of the game, it was every other play a flag was being thrown. But yeah, I agree. You got to establish early. You don't want the things to, you don't want things to break loose here. So, we'll give the refs the credit for now.
As that penalty is on Rodriguez, it's going to back him up after that play. Sorry, their third so far, and it's only the first quarter with 1:30 to go in this first quarter. That's going to redo the first down. Nope, lost a down, and it's second down now, 2nd and 15. Burke in the shotgun. Sends a man in motion. Hand off to Williams as he fights for those extra yards after first contact there. We saw Ryan Lee on the tackle, number 8 for Armijo.
Yeah, Bentley Williams, whether he's getting you 2 yards or 10 yards, man, those are going to be the hardest fought yards you'll ever get from him. He just always fights for his yards, whether it's minimal gainage or, like I said, 10-plus yards. I mean, he'll always fight for those yards, and that's the kind of running back you want on your team.
It's pretty tough to stop him dead in his tracks. You'll rarely bring him down on first contact alone, and even so, he's going to try to fall forward to get those extra yard or 2 right there, man. It's really tough to get him going back. As they got a jump there on Armijo on the 3rd down. Their own crowd is getting a little too loud for their own defense.
Seems like it. That's what I was getting ready to say.
This crowd is getting raucous early. As with that penalty, it'll move the ball 5 yards, and it's going to be 3rd down. It's still a 3rd and long, but not quite as long. Less than 10.
We can still count. We can still count.
Oh yeah,
it to where
it's enough so I
at.
can count it still. Yep, you're definitely
What was
you're
our
definitely
number
right
last
there.
Week? 25, I think.
Yeah, that was the max. That was as far as I would go.
Should we increase it to 30 this week or keep it 25?
25 is good.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Third down comes here. Sends the man in Williams in motion. Burke gonna keep it and run, and he's wrangled down along his own sideline, well short of the line to gain. And that brings up fourth down with the clock dwindling down. That's gonna be the last play of the quarter. Yes, it is. We will await the Rodriguez punt in the second quarter.
Solid for both defenses, I would say very solid.
Yeah.
Offenses are a little shaky. Rodriguez did strike first,
Yeah.
but, you know, it wasn't perfect.
It wasn't perfect, but you
they
know,
strike first.
in these kind of games, you don't need it to be perfect. You just need it to be good enough to get the win. And
I agree.
I know some coaches don't like that. They don't like the idea of good enough. We want to be perfect every play, but when in this kind of town, in this kind of game, you got to take your wins where you can. You got to take your little victories on the drives that you take, and they took a massive win there, getting the first touchdown of the game, and so far the only one of the game.
Yeah, it kind of started slow. Both teams kind of just punting it back and forth until Rodriguez struck first. But again, I mean, no credit to Armijo's defense besides the score. I mean, they've been playing really good. And, you know, Rodriguez, we've seen, has kind of a semi-high-octane offense where they can really get it going. And I feel like maybe they should have already. Obviously, it's still early in the game. But I thought, you know, I got to give Armijo credit where it's due. Their defense has really been playing well.
As Missouri is back to punt, Hill set to receive the punt. There's a high kick closer to the Armijo sideline, and that is going to bounce out of bounds at around the 25, 26 they're going to call it.
I don't think Missouri's had a bad punt tonight.
No, I haven't.
I've
never seen a bad punt from him, aside from the Vacaville game. You weren't here, but he was backed up to his own end zone, and the snap just went over his head. And when you snap the ball over Jamar Missouri, who's 6'5",
That's an issue.
that's a high snap there.
Yeah, that's a real
but I've never seen a bad punt from him. He's always figured out how to do it with the wind here. As Hayes hands off there to Tay, and he's met immediately. And that's Gresham there in on the tackle. Tackle for loss, gonna make it 2nd and 11.
The only thing I can say about that, because that play happened like bang, bang, so quick, Gresham absolutely read him like a book. I mean, that was so quick.
Yeah. He filled that gap instantly as Hayes does a quick pass right there, quick to the just outside of reach for his receiver. That was Garcia intended right there. But that's the kind of short passes I was thinking that they would try to get Hayes going for early, try to get those easy completions going so that way, and also in a way it sets up your deep pass if you want to take those kind of shots, you know?
Yeah, no, I agree. Honestly, nothing wrong with that either. Just Gresham just, again, read it like a book, and he was in there like that was one of those bang-bang plays where it probably shouldn't have been.
Yeah. As he's rolling to his left, he's got pressure in his face early, and he's tackled down again. That's Anglo. That's his 2nd sack of the night, 4th on the year.
He's having a night.
And we have him down. That appears to be Hayes.
That's not a good sign.
That is not good for Armijo. I don't know how deep they are at quarterback on the roster. The next quarterback I see is Trey Henderson, the senior, but he seems initially listed as a free safety and wide receiver. So they might have to go emergency quarterback here depending on how bad the injury is.
Yeah, we do hope he is okay, and they're already down a quarterback like you were just kind of saying. You never want to see that, so hopefully Hayes is okay.
He's on his own feet.
Yeah, looks like he potentially got the wind knocked out of him, but also from where we're looking to, he does look a little concussed.
I mean, it was a spin down tackle. There was nothing like obscenely bad about the tackle. It's just one of those hits. I couldn't see it clearly from here, but it looked like he may have had his head like smashed against the turf here.
Yeah.
They are sending out the EMTs. That is always just precaution, though. They have the EMTs on standby. Even though they have these EMTs here, they'll roll out the gurney every now and then. It does not mean the worst. As we see him jogging off on his own power, that is a great sign there.
Yeah. We do hope he's okay and he can return to this game, but if he cannot, we do just wish him a quick recovery.
Well, that's going to bring up 4th down, and they're going to punt it away with 4th and almost 20 here. They're going to punt it away. It's another 3 and out. And that is Armijo's already 4th punt of the night. And we are less than a minute into the second quarter.
Yeah, Armijo, depending on what the quarterback situation is for them, they might get into a hole a little earlier than expected, but if they can dig themselves out of it, I mean, that doesn't really matter, but it's all up to them, and I think now their next drive on the offensive end is going to be probably the most interesting one, but we'll see now if the defense can still kind of hold Rodriguez together.
As there we see that Armijo sideline. We can see from our own spot that Hayes is getting checked up on the bench. He's getting some water. Doesn't seem to be too alarming for them. I don't see any other quarterbacks warming up. So they are probably assuming that Hayes will come back into this game. Like you said, Blake, probably just wind knocked out of him. That's always a case when you get spun down, tackled like that.
Yeah, he'll have definitely some time to kind of rest for a bit, depending on how fast
this Rodriguez team is with the ball, yeah. As that punt goes away. It was a high but short kick, and it gets to just past the 40 on their same side of the 50, the 41. And Rodriguez has great field position with 10:55 to go in this quarter, hoping to add to the lead here.
Yeah, it's just all about capitalizing, though. I mean, you can get that good field position and nothing can come out of it. So as long as something comes out of it, I mean, yeah, they have great field position, but they got to show that. And again,
you got to take advantage of it.
Armijo's defense has really been solid, so I don't think they should underestimate them. And even with the injury kind of shaking up the team, you got to just still play smart and play hard.
Yeah, you got to fight through it.
Yep.
As their high ball goes in motion, he takes the handoff, and he is tackled down by the feet. That was Sparks there on the trip-up tackle. It was a gain of about 2 there, 2nd and 8 coming up. The clock continues to run. Rodriguez really loves doing those jet sweep handoffs, trying to spread it out, make not all of the run workload be on Williams here. And those motions also help show the kind of coverage the defense is in. I'm sure Miles would go into a lot better depth and explanation than I have, but as Burke is back to pass, he had pressure in his face immediately and just had to throw it away along his sideline. And that's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, and again, number 19, Daly Sparks, he was there for the pressure on Burke, and he's been like Johnson, he's been kind of everywhere tonight for this Royals defense. So good pressure by him, and now it's 3rd and 8 for the Mustangs.
A quick 3rd and 8.
Yeah, exactly.
A quick one.
A quick 3rd and 8, exactly, Colin. Just seems like they were just getting the punt.
Yeah. The Armijo crowd hoping that they can hold that line. Burke back to pass. He's got pressure from his opposite side. Throws along the sideline, and that looks incomplete. And that's a 3 and out right there. 9:57, only a minute went off the clock there. Armijo defense holds strong. And Rodriguez, again, aside from their 1 touchdown drive, not much going on either side. We've been pretty much in a stalemate here.
Yeah, Armijo's D stepping up, and now we'll see what this offense looks like. Will Hayes be in there? Will it be someone else, like you said, calling number 12, the senior Trey Henderson? We could see him. But if Hayes is in there, though, now you got to take control and put some points on the board.
Yeah. As the punt goes away, and that is a short, low punt. It's about to bounce into the end zone, but the Mustangs are there to corral it, and they get it just outside of inside the 5, I mean. They push Armijo deep in their own territory as they're set up with this drive.
And that's a good sight to see as number 7, Hayes, is coming back on the field.
He came out there with intent too. He wasn't coming out lethargic or slow or anything. He's got the energy now.
One of the first guys, if not the first guy, sprinting out on the field. So good sight to see.
That's a good leader to have, especially a young sophomore leader to have. He stepped up to the occasion, and he's not just going to roll over after a little injury like that.
Seems like the kid's got some heart, and I'm here for that. So let's see what he can do.
There's a handoff there, goes to Tay, right up the middle, and he's brought down almost immediately.
They might give it to him, but if not, he's for sure at least a yard short. But they're probably going to give it to him.
And it gets about a 5-yard gain there. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Are we looking at the same field? Did he not go to get the first?
No, he didn't.
Wow. Oh, I'm thinking the yellow line.
You're good. You're good. You're thinking the TV where they can show the actual Blake. Oh my gosh, those are the soccer lines that you were looking at, brother. As that pass there was enough for the first down. That was completed to Evan Wortham.
At least it shows you I watch a good amount of football. I know, I was thinking, wow, they really got the yellow lines like TV, too.
Hand off to Tay. He had to make a cut in the backfield. Pressure was in his face as he falls forward, just like Williams. These backs are very similar.
Both are very versatile, too.
Very.
I think that's the main key. Both are versatile. And like we kind of said about Bentley, Spears can kind of take you for a ride, too. He can drag 1 or 2 guys and fight for some yards.
Yeah. Both of these backs have over 900 yards coming into this. The only difference is Williams had almost double the touchdowns that Tay had.
Tay's going to get stuffed right there by a number of Mustangs. We'll give the credit, though, to number 5, Trevor Cromney, the senior.
He's a ball hawk, man. He floats all over. He's hat to the football immediately, no matter where the ball is on the field.
He is everywhere. And even when you least expect him, he's there lurking.
He's a headhunter, but in the best way possible.
I couldn't agree more.
As that tackle for loss brings up 3rd down. There's a play action pass. He's going deep, and that is intercepted, but there's a flag down. It is likely going to be defensive pass interference.
Yeah, it was.
That was Gordon.
Yeah, Gordon was definitely grabbing. That was number 4.
They were both kind of grabbing the jersey, but the ref saw it more from Gordon, and that's going to wipe off the interception. Most likely. We're waiting for the official confirmation, but the Armijo coaching staff is indicating that it should be first down Armijo with the 15-yard penalty that's going to be.
Yeah, no, Hill was getting grabbed. He was getting held by Gordon for sure. Yeah. So that's the right call.
Yeah. They were both grabbing a little bit, but he grabbed the jersey just a bit too much there, and yeah.
I saw Gordon grab more of the jersey. That's when I instantly knew.
Yeah, they were both able to get the hands on each other. You're able to do that. You just can't push off, and you can't grab the jersey. As with that 15-yard penalty, that's an automatic first down, and that keeps the drive going for Armijo.
See, now this is big-time capitalization for Armijo now.
Hand off there to Tay. And he's going to get a good gain there. He gets just past the 40. As we have an official timeout here. Personal foul on Rodriguez. That is their 5th of the night.
Didn't really see where that foul occurred.
It seemed to be on Anglo because he held up the 1 and the 0. As Armijo crowd is giving a good penalty class for this Rodriguez defense. This is the best drive Armijo's had all night. Hayes back to pass, and it is caught. Touchdown. That was Jeremiah Hill on the bomb. And this Armijo crowd is back into it.
Yeah, well, Hill and the guy talked about in the beginning, Andreas Garcia, they're that 1-2 combo wide receiver. They each now, after that touchdown, have 4 touchdowns apiece. And Jeremiah Hill is a nice weapon to have. He's big, he can go up for it, and he's got probably, out of the two, the better hands than Garcia.
And that hit him right in stride, and that's his 5th touchdown on the year. As we had an unsportsmanlike there on Armijo. That's going to be assessed on the kickoff. Thank you, Rodriguez announcers, for making my job easier. As they are set for the 2-point conversion. No, they're set for the PAT. Orozco set to kick, number 15 there. As the kick is up, and it is good. It makes it a 7-8 game. Rodriguez is still up. But man, you've got this Armijo crowd back into it. They were never really out of it, but now you've definitely got them into it.
Yeah, they're louder than they were earlier.
Yeah.
But I want to say, too, for Armijo, I think it was smart to kick the extra point instead of go for 2, because if you miss an extra point, you're in a bit of a little smaller hole. So I thought that was smart going for the extra point.
It's still early. We're still just above the halfway mark in this second quarter with 7:19 to go. But yeah, you want to take your points there, want to take the easy points, and you got to remember Rodriguez is set to receive at the half. They did kick off. Scoreboard. As Armijo is set to kick off, the penalty does back them up. It makes it a little bit of a longer kick for them from the 25.
Armijo kind of sporting those LSU-type jerseys with the colorways, and even got the yellow-purple stripes on the side.
Like the throwback Vikings as well. Yeah, I like it.
I was not trying to be biased, but yeah,
No,
those
no.
two.
It's both. They both go that way. They both got that purple and gold combo. As Rodriguez is awaiting the kick here.
I think if they could have alternate jerseys, I think Rodriguez, if they ever could, should get like the Jets, the black and green. Oh, man.
That'd be clean.
That would be so
That'd be
cool.
clean.
That would be cool.
As that kick is away. There's a high kick and fielded by one of the up men. And there's a face mask there. I saw a good bit of a face mask. I'm not sure if the refs could see, but he was wrestled down by his face mask, and that was Liam Flores with the return.
The refs are having a little discussion right now. I don't think they saw it.
They did not. There was no real twist and turn of the face mask, so that's really what is a clear indication of face mask that refs really look for. He just kind of grabbed it, but it was all up in his grill. For least from my position, I had a clear shot from just my perspective. The Armijo sideline kind of just opened up that I could see clearly, but the refs were not able to clearly see it. As a handoff there to Williams, and he takes about 3 Royals to wrestle him down. Again, Ryan Lee was one of those Royals in on the tackle along with Jalen White.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's what you have to do, though. A number of guys to take down Bentley Williams, that's not uncommon. You know, that's probably in the defensive scheme for tonight. You got to send an extra guy to get Bentley Williams.
You got to have 11 hats to the ball when Bentley Williams gets the ball. As again, he gets the ball there, and it takes about 4 Royals to bring him down. And the main man in there was Nathan Brandon, the outside linebacker.
Jalen White again also in there too. I mean, you know, we've been calling kind of the same guys' numbers, but those are the guys that have been real active tonight, and they've been helping out, whether it's pressure, getting a tackle, an assist, whatever it can be.
And that brings up 3rd down, about 3rd and 7 here. Burke back to pass, and he's going deep. He's going to a Missouri brother, and that is incomplete, just out of reach for him. To be specific, that was Jeffrey Missouri, the oldest one, and that is a 3 and out there. Not what you wanted if you're Rodriguez after that touchdown drive by Armijo. You kind of wanted to get some kind of drive going, but again, it's going to bring up another punt for them.
Hey, but you know what? For Armijo, confidence and momentum is all on their side right now.
Yeah.
If they can come down on this drive and score, man, it'll really change the tide of this game. And we still have a whole nother half to play, so of course anything can happen.
We got 6:04 left in this quarter. As the punt is away, that is a high punt and right out of bounds. No chance for return there at about the 16. And there was a late flag. It was definitely away from the ball. I had no clue what it was. I just turn over and I see a flag land right in front of us as we are awaiting the head official to indicate who it is on. Personal foul on Rodriguez. That is their 6th penalty of the night, and we still have 5:57 to go in this second quarter. Penalties have been piling up for Rodriguez.
Well, it was like the game we covered this year where both teams at one
Rosemont,
point had 20 each. I mean, and then we just stopped counting.
Yeah,
Rodriguez.
yeah. That's when we should have realized that's just too many for me to count.
Yeah.
That's when it should have been coined right there.
Yeah. So hopefully for Rodriguez we don't see that 20 number, and for both teams I don't want to see 20 penalties each. Yeah. So
as that brings it to be first down at around the 32-yard line. As the Mustangs fill the box right there. As the handoff there to Tay is short, only a few yards there, maybe about 1 yard at most. They're being generous and giving him the 1 yard. That brings up second down.
Yeah, and the star of the defense so far in this one, he was there again. Isaiah Angelo, the senior number 10. I feel like we've been saying his name every other defensive play Rodriguez has.
And he's back to pass, and a quick out-of-bounds pass right there to Jeremiah Hill. He had a quick little 5-yard out there. And that's going to bring up to a 3rd and medium there. Getting out of downs there does stop the clock with 5:22. Armijo's on the right hash, closest to their sideline. He's got 2 backs right behind him there. White and Tay, as he's back to pass, throws over the middle, and it's batted down. Trevor Cromie, he didn't even have to jump that high for it.
I don't even think he got off the ground. I think
no.
he kind of just put his arm
He just
up.
did a little baby bounce. He didn't even have to bounce for that, and it was batted down incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th down, and that's a 3-and-out there as we have another Armijo punt.
A little disappointing for me personally. For Armijo, I felt like the offense really needed to capitalize there, and that would have really been, like I said, kind of that momentum shift. But at the same time, you know, Rodriguez defense showing up, and now they have a chance. They still have a 1-point lead, and you know, like you said, they get the ball to start the second half.
This has been quite a tug-of-war game already. They're going to take the return, and he is hit hard by Ryan Lee, but he did not go down instantly. He kept his feet.
I'm glad he's okay there.
He came in with,
That's just me, though.
That was a bit gutsy taking the return there. You didn't get much going, but
hey,
it remains. He took it. I got to give him that. Yeah. It remains Rodriguez ball at about the 37.
I think I want to see. I know there's still about 5 minutes left in this half, but I want to see Burke take a shot down deep before this half ends.
I wouldn't
now.
mind that. I would love that. There's a pitch there to Williams. He's got a wall in front of him. He tries to do a cutback, and he gets a space, and he's wrestled down there by Johnson. He just trips him up right there as he falls forward.
Good running, though, by Bentley Williams.
Good vision.
Yeah,
he saw there was nothing there. He goes for the cutback, and instead of trying to reverse the whole field, he just took a cut, went right upfield, and got about a 5-yard gain there when it should have been about a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, I mean, the cutback is what did it for me. It was beautiful, and he got it done.
Burke keeps it himself and runs towards his own sideline. Not much of a gain there, if any. And that's going to bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, Burke didn't really get too many yards there, but when he needs to and he wants to, he can. I call it the do-it-yourself kit. He can pull it out and take off with his wheels. He's pretty mobile. He's kind of like who we covered last week, even though he didn't have the best game, Brody Fortunati. You know, I kind of compare them with their wheels. They're kind of the same speed, and they can just kind of dart around.
And off to Williams there, and he does get on the opposite side of the 50. That's going to be enough for the first down. This drive continues to move for Rodriguez. 4:20 with the clock running now.
That's all you can ask for. Move the chains and keep it going.
As we have a timeout. Armijo. Timeout there for the Royals as we see our production crew here. 4:13 to go. Let's wave to the camera, Blake.
The unsung heroes are our production crew, as our main guy Jaden's out tonight, but Richard's stepping in and doing a great job. Always that next man up mentality in our program, whether it's broadcasting, cameras, etc. I always have liked that, and we all do a good job.
We all do a great job.
Of course, too, Poff, our fearless leader, who's behind the sideline camera, keeps us all in, together. So
keeps us in check as best he can, puts up with a lot of our, I'll use another choice word, but he puts up with a lot from us, and we really appreciate him for doing this class for us. It gives us a great chance to kind of live out our dreams of being sports broadcasters, and for many of us, like you, Blake, you'll be getting the certificate to do this hopefully in the professional realm.
Yeah, exactly. And then for me personally, it's kind of like I kind of call it a getaway / step away from the real world. Once I put on the headset and we get ready to go, everything else is kind of zoned out, and all my problems or anything I'm really like thinking about just kind of goes away, and it goes right to the game. So that's the credit I give to this program amongst all the other great things that it has to offer.
This is like a great second job for me, and even though obviously no pay, it really does pay off though for you, even if you don't try to do the sports broadcasting in the future. As we see first down here for Burke, hand it off to Williams. He's going to cut up the middle. Ooh, and he was hit hard there by Johnson. Johnson, he ran into a brick wall there. It's one of the few guys I think could stop Williams in his tracks.
I think that might be the first time we've ever said Bentley Williams has run into a brick wall too.
Yeah,
but
I think so.
Yeah, you know, I've kind of liked this kind of head-to-head matchup, offense-defense between Bentley Williams and Jericho Johnson.
As they go hurry up here, Burke throws it to the near sideline for him. And it falls incomplete. That was to a Missouri brother. And that's going to bring up a quick third down and 10. 3:45 to go.
I think this is the pull it out of your bag. And what I mean by that is kind of do something we haven't seen yet, or just take a risk downfield. I mean,
what's in your bag of tricks here?
Exactly.
Miles King, what do you got? It's senior night. What are you trying to do? It's Friday the 13th as well. Anything can happen. League matchup in a rivalry game like this, you got to save your best play. Burke back to pass. Pressure is great on him, and he's sacked down. That was Daly Sparks in on the sack. That's his third on the year. As we'll see here, pressure is great on him, and he's sacked. And he was brought down hard.
Also, too, I would give an assist to him for the sack. I don't know if they will, but number 13, the tight end DN, Jordan Brown, was also in there, and he should definitely get some credit for that sack.
That could definitely go a half sack on either one of them.
At the least, he should get the half.
At the least, Sure. As Rodriguez is set to punt, and we have a flag. Likely someone jumped. With 3:03 to go in the half, and that's going to back up Rodriguez, their 8th penalty. They've had penalty troubles all year.
Let's make them a goal. Let's not get 10 before the half.
You got 3 minutes. Keep it out of 10. Keep it out of the double digits till half at least.
At the least.
As Missouri's going to punt it away. That gets a great bounce. And it's returned by Hill. He's got Tyreek Hill-like speed, and he is down the sideline. One man to beat, cuts inside, cuts back, and he is just short of the end zone.
What a return.
What a return. He had the bounce right to him, and he gets just to the 1 yard line. Talk about a shift.
Yeah, we're hearing it from the Armijo crowd. They are going absolutely nuts, as they have been all night, but they got a lot louder.
They got a good reason to be.
Down the sideline. Man, what a burst of speed, like you said, the Tyreek Hill speed.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, right when the ball bounced in his hand,
oh yeah, he had a lane.
The accelerator just turned on.
He saw it. He saw it. Like we were saying before with the Missouri brother, he didn't see it. That's why he didn't take that return. He let it bounce and fall down. He saw it, took the bounce, and took off.
I was just getting ready to say, too, Missouri had another good punt, and I thought they were going to have not the best field position either.
As Rodriguez is staying at the line where they initially punted, was there possibly a penalty there? And they might redo the punt, and that might wipe it off. We are still waiting official. You can just hear it from this Armijo crowd. We are in the thick of it, and I get it. You can't hear them, but we can for sure hear you. And it looks like we are still waiting official signal. It seems a little lackadaisical and a little confused here.
This shouldn't be taking as long as
so we do have a holding on Armijo. That's going to back it up, and that is normally a spot foul from the spot of the foul and back it up 10 yards, not from the end of the run typically. And the refs are still discussing. So that's going to wipe off the Hill return. That was a great return by him. That was about a 70-yard return. And that fell just short of the end zone. As the Mustang defense comes out. No, they're going to repunt. Because I see Jamar Missouri back out there, and he is definitely not someone you typically see on the defense a whole lot. It looks like they're going to re-kick.
They need to decide what's going on here.
Yeah, Armijo's still not even sure what's going on. They don't have enough men on the field. I see 4, 5 Royals in position to do this punt. They are still confused, and I do not blame them. Yeah, they were trying to get some clarification as to what happened.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be taking this long. You threw a flag for a reason.
Yeah, this is taking ridiculous time. Yeah. It is still 2:44 to go in the quarter. If it's a holding, normally that's a spot foul, and you back it up from the return from the spot of the foul, not a re-kick. That's normally not the case. Yeah, again, you're right. High school rules, I'm knowing this more from an NFL standpoint.
Oh, no, I'm going off of that, too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I know.
Miles, where are you when we need you?
Yeah, really.
Because there we do see the pink. It is October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
We talked about the last game. Not as much, though. We're still seeing
not as much, sadly, as that punt goes to the opposite sideline and then bounces out of bounds. And I see a little bit of extracurriculars down here, far away from the ball, and there was surprisingly no flag there. We saw number 5 there, Jalen White, in on the little bit of extracurriculars there. I don't know how the ref didn't throw a flag there. It was definitely away from the play and not necessary at all. Our cameras did not pick it up because it was so far away from the play.
Well, yeah, we saw him, from where we're at, we saw him following him too right before the whistle was blown. That should have been a flag, I agree. I don't know what that was about.
Nonetheless, I believe there's only been, that's only the second, that holding that brought the return back is only the second penalty on Armijo tonight that I've counted.
But a costly one.
Costly, very costly.
At least 5 of Rodriguez's.
As Rodriguez with a quick pass over the middle, and that's broken up, and there's a late flag coming in, and they're going to call pass interference there. I do not agree with that. The defender does have a chance to make a play on the ball, and that's Carvalho again. From what I've counted, that's the 9th penalty on Rodriguez. That's from my own counting, though.
I don't think I kind of agree with you. It was kind of a bang-bang play in a way, but I thought the flag was late. If they would have threw the flag a little sooner, I would have been okay with that, but I'm never a fan of the late flag.
I thought he came in and made a great play on the ball. I couldn't see any grabbing or twisting of the receiver, but nonetheless, that's what the ref called. 2:05 to go here in the half. First down for Armijo. Handoff there to Tay up the middle. As a horde of Mustangs bring him down. He's trying to follow with those big defensive linemen of him. Right, that was the 76 there, Greg Tonga. He's 6'4", 373.
What a lineman.
When I saw that, I'm like, okay, this guy's just not able to move so much. No, he is a big lineman for them that can push the line and just basically take the spot of two guys. As Hayes back to pass, looking over the middle, and that's caught. That's Jordan Brown over the middle. And this Royal offense is driving on this Mustang defense.
Yeah, getting the tight end involved, the potential safety blanket here, so maybe you kind of start to feed him a little more.
Yeah, I'm with you. I love using the tight end when you can, especially over the middle like that, just a corner route over the middle or a 10-yard in. Hayes, high snap, secures it. He's got to take it himself, and he is wrestled down by about 5 Mustangs there. They blow the whistle as to avoid him getting slammed. But that was Gresham there mainly in on the tackle.
Yeah, Gresham, as we've been talking about all night, he's been everywhere. He's pretty much another Trevor Cromney. He's everywhere.
He's the defensive line version of Trevor Cromney.
Perfect way to say it. My other point too, though, 52, Moses Moore, the DN, he's really been in there bringing pressure and assisting with
and sacked there. Who is it again? Gresham. Him and Anglo in on the tackle, in on the sack. And that's a timeout. Armijo there with 43 seconds to go. And that was a big, hard sack he took there.
Huge. As we're going to see here.
See, Anglo goes low, gets him the feet, and Gresham just puts all that weight on him.
Oh, man. Hey, that's the definition of teamwork right there.
Yeah, you get him low, I'll get him high.
Yeah. Well done by the Rodriguez defense.
Exactly, and that brings up a 3rd and long here. Getting close to my counting limit on down and distance. About 3rd and 20 here.
Yeah, we're almost running out of fingers to count on.
I'm getting close on the toes too, bro.
I don't count my toes because they're too cold. I don't know if I can count them.
It is windy here. No surprise here in Rodriguez, Fairfield, California. It is always windy.
But like you said when we were off air, mild compared to the other
It's been
nights.
mild. This is nowhere near the worst that we've got it, knock on wood, so far. Mother Nature, we hope you do not hear that and decide, let me step into this game a little bit. Let's keep it modest, let's keep it mild. And it's a 3rd and 20 here. Hayes with the 2 backs right behind him. Snap to him, he's got extra protection as the screen pass falls incomplete there. That was intended for Jalen White. And that's a 4th down now with 39 seconds to go. Rodriguez is going to get set to receive the punt.
Yeah, and again, great pressure by, you guessed it, Kashawn Gresham, number 59, the D tackle. I mean, we've been talking about him, it seems like every defensive play, whether he's the one making the play, he's assisting, he's bringing pressure, whatever he's doing, he's been the most talked about guy for the Rodriguez Mustangs tonight.
As the punt is away. Missouri's going to try to return this, and he gets just pushed out of bounds on the Armijo sideline. That was Jeffrey, Missouri. 29 seconds to go at around the 38-yard line.
Well, as we talked about, Rodriguez will start with the ball in the second half. So even if they do come up short, they do got another crack at it. But you got to think if they go down here and get a quick score, even kick a field goal, there's momentum changing.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the field goal because you are still up 8-7. A lead's a lead. A 1 point, you win by 1 point, you win by 50 points. It's still a win.
I agree.
So they still have the lead. You want to be smart with the ball here, but you do want to be aggressive. You want to be quick outs along the sideline as Burke is back to pass. He throws it to Missouri, I mean. He runs to the middle and does not get much of a gain there. And as the clock continues to run, there's no timeout yet. And that looks like it's probably going to be the half, unless they want to get a quick play here. They do have timeouts. They are not using them.
Kind of surprising here.
I'm shocked they did not use a timeout. Burke going to use the QB draw, and he is brought down by Sparks, and that's going to do the half with Rodriguez 8 and Armijo 7. I was really hoping we'd get some. From what I've counted, you still had 2 timeouts, at least one. You could have thrown over the middle, if you catch it, get down, call the timeout, and then work the sidelines to get out of bounds. But
no, I agree, and we don't really talk about it much because I feel like he does a good job of it. But Miles King did not utilize his timeouts, I don't think, very well here. And usually he knows when to call them and calls the right ones. But I agree with you. He should have at least called one at the very least.
But I get it. You're going in. You're going to receive at half. You don't want to be too dangerous and get a costly turnover that's going to really change your whole game plan to start the second half.
Yeah.
But as the scoreboard does show 1 second. Did they get a timeout off? The officials are conversing. Armijo defense is back on the field.
Oh, maybe they got one.
Maybe
off.
they did get one off after that scramble by Burke. We're going to have one final play, it seems.
Well, you know what? I'll retract my statement.
We were a little preemptively there.
Yeah, let me retract my statement because if this does stand as a timeout, which it looks like it does, this is a great timeout by Miles King.
Well, still, I would have tried to work over the middle. We had 30 seconds as we got to end around there to the Missouri, and he's got some space. He's got quite a bit of speed, and he's trying to break it, and he is – I can't tell what's going on.
He's still up.
We have a helmet down. I see a helmet on the field. There's a scuffle. It doesn't seem too bad. I'm not quite sure. It was all so fast I could not tell what happened. But Armijo does stop them. But I did see a helmet on the ground. It does look like Missouri's helmet was down. But we are going to go to half for sure this time with Rodriguez 8 and Armijo 7 still. The officials are trying to.
Oh, they're bringing everybody back.
What? They called so they had to have called a flag then. If the officials are trying to get the players back on the field, Armijo's trying to get to halftime. They're like, no, that's the thing. And I see the ref. It looked like I read his lips. 1 on time down. I do see a flag there in the background, right behind the refs.
Yeah.
So there was a flag there on that play. Rodriguez had a great run there by Jeffrey Missouri on the end around. He got to about past the 20. The penalty's going to push it to about the 10, and you got a shot for a field goal or a short score if you really. I'd settle for the field goal. The wind is mild right now. You got to set. I'd go for the field goal, make it a 4-point game.
Yeah, I mean that's the smart thing to do, but. I mean, where they're at and going into the half with the ball, I feel like you can risk it there. Like,
no.
I don't think it's not going to kill you.
See, I'm not with that.
I don't think it'll kill you.
Oh, dude, this is such.
Hey,
you're going into half.
We can be on the opposite spectrum.
No, I say go for the field goal here. You got a gift there by that penalty on what almost turned into, could have turned into a fight with the history between these teams.
Yeah. It looked like it was getting there.
I thought I heard reactions from the crowd like it could have.
I agree.
I did see a helmet go. I was a little worried there when I saw a helmet on the ground.
But yeah, no, I agree with you. The smart play, of course, is the field goal. 10 out of 10 times. But I mean, at the same time, if I'm Coach King and all this just happened, you're right here. You know what?
You gotta go. You gotta do a field goal. But I do not see a field goal unit out there. I see Burke and Williams and Missouri brothers. Ooh, this is gutsy.
One play, that's it.
This is Friday the 13th type stuff. Burke back to pass, looks over the middle, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by Armijo. And he's got a little bit of return there. He threw over the middle to Jamar Missouri. He was not looking at all. And, I mean, on the stat sheet, that affects you, but yeah, you're right. It doesn't affect anything score-wise. Luckily, that was intercepted by Trey Henderson. I believe that's his first on the year. And he threw that to Missouri, and he was not looking at all. He was not ready for that. And if he did look for it, that would have been, you're right, that would have been an easy touchdown.
Yeah, easy.
But it goes down as an interception for Armijo, and now I think we're safe. That is now the end of the half. After the untimed down, we're going to go to half again. It is Rodriguez 8, Armijo 7.
Yeah, and the Royals coach, Don Mosley, he's out there. He is not happy. He's having a word with all 4 of the referees, and he's got a look of absolute disgust, and he looks about fed up as he's going to take this team to the half.
It was just like, that. It should have never happened.
Yeah.
But
and he's still out there talking to him,
Yeah.
Not too happy.
So that.
Hey, you still got a whole another half of football. Yeah. Anything can happen, so I would just take that with a grain of salt and go into the half.
So we will be back after halftime with Rodriguez 8, Armijo 7 in one of the wackiest ending of the first half that I've seen in quite a while with high school football. We will be right back.
If you are interested in a career in sports broadcasting,
whether you're commentating a live game
or hosting your own TV show
or working behind the scenes, then this is the class for you.
For more information, contact Greg Poff, that's me, at solano.edu.
We hope to see you here next semester, and remember,
it's more than just sports, it's an education.
Hi, my name is Eric Visser. I'm in my 5th year as the athletic director of Solano College. To experience community college and its mission has been an outstanding experience. Solano College has a very rich tradition in intercollegiate athletics dating back to 1947. I'm very proud to communicate that that rich tradition is still being continued with fine young men and women that represent Solano College on and off the court. In the fall we have the volleyball program. We have a very successful women's soccer program. We have both men's and women's basketball. And then we transition to 4 programs: baseball, of softball, men's women's tennis, and men's and women's swimming. It is our mission to excel our programs and our student athletes in academics. All of our student athletes are committed to give back to the community. And we would invite you to be a part of Solano College Athletics by visiting our website www.solanoathletics.com, and you feel a warm welcome at Solano.
College just got affordable. Up to 100% of enrollment fees can be reimbursed for first-time college students taking full-time classes. At Solano Community College, we are taking full advantage of this to further your future. With certificate and degree programs in industrial technology, aeronautics, biotechnology, and many others, Solano Community College is a staple for success. For more information, please contact the Financial Aid Office at 707-864-7000.
Welcome to TV 55. In this hands-on class at Solano Community College, you will learn all aspects of television production, how to use high-end cameras, lighting, and audio equipment in the field and right here in the studio. Whether you are looking at making better YouTube videos, educational or promotional segments, or finding your creative passion, enroll today. Get an art school education at the fraction of the cost. Visit us online at solano.edu.
All right, we are back at half. Rodriguez 8, Armijo 7. Rodriguez is set to return here after their interception, after their second trip to the red zone.
Yeah, came up a little short there, and I guess risking it all didn't pan out, but it didn't lead to anything except an interception on Burke's record. So I guess for him, he's probably the only person mad right there, but we'll see what they can do here.
The kick is off. Mustangs going to try to get a return there along Armijo's sideline. Breaking a tackle, gets out to around the 40. That was Alex Ross, it seemed, the wide receiver, the senior as well, on this senior night being celebrated.
Yeah, decent return there as we're beginning the second and final half of this game. This is really where everything's going to count, and I'm sure the intensity is just going to shoot through the roof. So I think we're in for a really good half of football coming up.
Yeah, we are. But Rodriguez really hoping to try to stay away from the penalties as much as they can. I counted 9 penalties myself, more or less, and Armijo only got about 3. So it's really been one-sided on the penalties. That's been the case a lot in these Rodriguez games, I've noticed. I think it's really got to be a little bit more disciplined and not let the emotions get to you in this rivalry kind of night.
Yeah, I would say for penalty-wise, Rodriguez does have a lot of them, but if they can keep it under 15 for tonight, I would consider that a success, but that's still not a good thing.
As the handoff there went to Williams, and he tackled down by Kendrick Salcido, but he pushed him forward to get a good gain. And it brings up 2nd and 8 after the 2-yard gain. Handoff there to Williams again, going to the right. He seemed to slip up there as he falls down for maybe a 1-yard gain. And of course, that's Jericho Johnson in on the tackle. Been seeing him all over tonight. It's hard to miss him.
Yeah, not only hard to miss him, but he's literally been everywhere too. I mean, we have to call his name whether he's assisting or making the play. I mean, he's always there. He's kind of like the Trevor Cromney for Armijo. He's always lurking when you least expect it.
Yep.
But at the same time, like you said, yeah, you can't miss it.
Brings up 3rd down now. We just fall under the minute mark. 10:45 to go in this quarter. Burke making adjustments. Royals showing blitz. They rush 4, and that's incomplete, just off of Jermaine Missouri's fingertips, and that's a 3-and-out there.
I like the pass. I think it should have came up in Missouri's hands, but Armijo's secondary was right there and a good stop, and now you're going to take back over on offense and hopefully make some noise.
Yeah. Good stop there for the Armijo defense as they held very strong there with that last drive of Rodriguez. That was a very wacky final few minutes of that second half, which was technically the last few seconds, but in football time, a few seconds can be a few minutes. As the Mustangs set to punt here.
Yeah, football time and real time are two totally different things.
They rarely coincide together like that.
I think it's more rare if they coincide together, honestly, you know.
That punt is away. Trying not to outkick his coverage unit, and they do a great job covering. Hill has no chance of return. They try to pull a little USC and throw him onto the ball, but it does not work. As Hill goes down.
Oh, wow.
Possible cramp. It looks like a cramp there.
That would be the hopeful. That would be hopeful, yeah. But he did kind of just randomly kind of go down, so.
Yeah, when he randomly went down, I wasn't sure if he was being serious. I thought it was like I genuinely thought like, okay, he's just flopping over, trying to get the ref's attention. No, but they're stretching him out. It looks like a cramp. He did have the called back punt return earlier, and he has the touchdown for Armijo. That was about a 50-yard bomb.
Yeah, this is one guy you don't want to see exit the game, and we do hope he's okay, and hopefully it is just cramps, but I kind of just saw him kind of, I don't want to say collapse, but he kind of fell over and started grabbing the back of that leg.
To me, it was just how stiff his leg went. Yeah. That's why I think it was like and the way they're stretching him out, when it's like a ligament or something, you don't want to be doing too much movement like that. They're feeling his calf. It looks like a cramp. They're probably rubbing it out. He's got a cramp or a Charlie horse, and he's able to hop up. Yeah, they grab his helmet, but he's got to go out of play. But, you know, I'm really hopeful. He is limping a little, but he's trying to muster up some strength right there to get off the field.
Yeah, grimacing a little bit, but he does seem okay. We do hope Mr. Hill can come back in this game as he's been very explosive in his time in this one.
We did see Kamari Hayes go out earlier, but he did come back the following drive. Hoping to see the same from Hill here. Yep, he's getting stretched out on the sideline by a fellow teammate, the quarterback Willie Nixon. As Hayes back to pass, rolling to his right. He's got pressure in his face. And it's caught on the sideline as he breaks some tackles, makes a cut, and he gets to the 40. That was Tajon Harrell. What a catch from him. He had the defender right on him. Managed to break away and got to the 40 on that catch, and that's a first down there. Good start for this Armijo drive.
Yeah, you were talking about it. He shook off number 21, Chris Ross, and looked like he was going to break away until Rodriguez collapsed on him.
And up there to Tay. He's been kind of held pretty well tonight by this Mustang defense. Not many breakaways there. He's just been getting short, modest gains of about 2 or 3. Same thing with Bentley Williams on the opposite side, though.
I was just going to jump into that. I would just say, though, Bentley's had a couple better runs and probably has more yards. But, both running backs, we were kind of looking for this matchup, and they've both been really held in check for the most part.
Both defenses have been up to the task of stopping this run. As Hayes back to pass, the line is closing in on him. Cromie was in on the tackle. He throws it away. That's got to be intentional grounding. He was not outside the tackle box nor to the line of scrimmage. Yep, and the ref throws the flag. That is going to be what I count the 4th penalty for Armijo. 9:34 to go in this 3rd quarter. It's going to back it up with a loss of down. It'll be a 3rd and long now.
Yeah, that scary dynamic duo of Trevor Cromney and Isaiah Angelo was there, bringing the pressure to Hayes, and leads to the intentional grounding. Good job again by the Rodriguez defenses. They are just still not showing any remorse. They're doing a good job. They're really just suffocating this
3rd and long team. Here, pressure in his face again, and that's nearly picked. Good job there by the Armijo receiver becoming the defender. That was nearly picked by Sias at the safety. That pass was lobbed. He was just ready to catch that.
He was.
And then who was that? That was Elijah Thompson breaking it up. And great job there, just knowing, okay, I got to become the defense. We got to stop this. And it brings up 4th down.
Yeah, I mean, looked like Elijah Thompson has a little experience with that, as he can play the secondary as well. But yeah, he really just it instantly clicked in his head that it was going to potentially be a pick, and he stepped in at the perfect moment. Good job.
That punt is away as the wind does start to pick up just slightly. And the Armijo is not going to let it bounce any further. It's going to be about around the 41 for Rodriguez to take over their 2nd drive of the half. This has been a very back and forth, pretty stalemate type game, and we saw that you weren't here, Blake, but we saw that kind of dynamic with the Vacaville game that took over. It was a very close, just physical matchup up on the line of scrimmage for both sides until they just got too out of reach for Rodriguez to come back from.
And those type of games are, depending on who you ask, are kind of double-edged swords because, yeah, they're real exciting and they're close games, but at the same time, those stalemates can really slow down and potentially make the game not as exciting.
As Rodriguez came out with the goal line front, Cromie was the lead blocker at the fullback for Williams. And it brings up 2nd down now. About a 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5 here. And they're going to go hurry up, same formation. And off to Williams up the middle, and he is stuffed. Not much, if any, gain there. Brings up 3rd down. 8:45 with the clock running in the 3rd quarter.
We just kind of talked about it, so I don't want to backtrack, but the run for both teams is just kind of non-existent, and really both defenses, you got to give them credit, are really putting these top-tier runners, and I do mean top-tier runners at the high school level, in check, and this is a fun defensive battle to watch.
Both these teams are consistently trying to get the run going, trying to run to set up the pass. As a big 3rd and medium here.
I think this is a big play in general.
Sends a man in motion. That's high ball, and he's tackled in the backfield. Again, that's Johnson. He's showing why he's got all those recruits looking at him.
Yeah, he's been showing it all night, like you said, why he's got so many different scholarships and offers, as we see right there. The big tackle there. And
that was a 5-yard loss there, and it brings up 4th and 10. He leads the team with tackles for loss.
I believe it. I mean, nothing to take away from this the Royals defense, but I definitely can see that Jericho Johnson is pretty much everywhere, whether that tackle can be. I mean, he's been doing great.
That punt is shanked a bit, and it goes directly towards the Armijo sideline. Not the best punt for Rodriguez there, as it goes out just around the 45. 7:09 to go. Score remains 8-7 in Rodriguez's favor.
I'll give Missouri the benefit of the doubt, because that was not a good punt, but that was his first bad punt all night. He's been punting pretty good tonight, so I won't let that. I won't get mad at him if I'm the coach, and I wouldn't. Hopefully,
Hayes going deep. He had a man wide open. That was Wortham wide open. There was a miscommunication there on the defense, but he just couldn't connect.
Oh, there's an injured player.
And we have looks like a lineman down. That's Daniel Leon.
Yeah, the senior.
The big guard.
217, plays guard and plays a little D tackle as well. As he's getting some aid right now off the sideline. Looks okay though.
He's able to walk off under his own power. Probably just got rolled up there. That's typically how it is for offensive linemen.
Yeah, we hope he's okay, and we hope he can get back into this one. And I'm sure too, I don't have personal experience because I never actually stepped on the football field, but I'm sure the cold has some little effects too that makes things a little more painful than they should be.
Yeah, the cold can make your muscles tighten up a little bit there.
Yeah.
As it brings up 2nd down now after the incompletion there from Hayes.
.707 left to go in the 3rd.
Rodriguez sends a blitz, and they sniff out the run very well there. They get Zach Tay in the backfield there. We're just at the line to gain.
Yeah, and number 54, the linebacker Jones, was there. Finally, we're calling nothing against the Rodriguez defense, but I feel like we're kind of calling the same name. So
I mean, it's just hard not to. They're always all over, and it's been spread out too. It's the same guys who are like. But there's a variety of guys that are hunting for the ball. As that pass sails out of bounds, it was near Harrell on the pass, but that's going to bring up 4th down. 6:33 to go. That's going to be another Armijo punt for the night.
And good coverage there on that last attempt there by the corner for Rodriguez, number 18, Jaden Wright Jackson, the senior, getting some love tonight, as we've been talking about throughout the broadcast. It is senior night for the Rodriguez Mustangs. So if there's a senior, we're going to give him a shout out for sure and let him know.
There's 20 total seniors, so we're going to do our best to try to mention as many of them as possible. As that punt is away. And it might have been touched. That's why they're scrambling to try to get on it. Just dive on it, guys.
Yeah, really.
As that is recovered by Rodriguez. They're pinned back a little bit. It was a short but far punt there. As it's going to bring up 1st down for them at their own 16. I'm really hoping here you can try to get the run's not quite going like you've planned. Bentley Williams is getting you some runs here and there, but I'm really hoping you try to get this passing game opened up a little bit with the Missouri brothers, or even with Highball or anyone. Just try to get some quick passes going to keep the defense on their heels as they send in motion. That was Williams in motion. I got stumbled over my words there. They did a little quick screen pass out to him.
Well, yeah, you were looking for the quick pass. I don't think you were expecting Bentley Williams.
I wasn't expecting it quite like that, but hey, I mean, what I asked for, and I got a good short gain there. It's spreading the defense out with the motions.
Hey, what gets it done, gets it done.
Exactly. Play action pass. Throwing to his own sideline. Burke throws to the sideline. That's caught by Missouri. And he's still going. No one can bring him down quite yet as he's pushed out of bounds. That was Jamar Murray. And right there, me and Miles King, like one and the same. After he heard I wasn't happy with that not going for the field goal there, he's like, you know what? Okay, this kid might know a thing or two. Let me listen to him a little bit.
Yeah, you think they got another? You think the coaches got another headset? They're hearing our broadcast. They're like, you know, we're gonna take the play calls from the commentators.
As right there, you pass to set up the run. Williams probably his best run of the night. That's close to a first down. I'm not sure how close he is to 1,000, but he's had quite a few carries. I'm sure he's a bit a ways from it, but he's hoping to try to get it this second half. Hand off again to Williams. He's going to try to get it outside. Stopped there by the defensive end. Number 75. Five minutes and change going here with the clock running in the third quarter. Mustangs near midfield. Armijo crowd getting loud to help support their defense. Caught by Missouri along the sideline. Stiff arms a man and still going. He's got some speed down the sideline. Touchdown Mustangs. The quick strike.
Yeah, and that's the sophomore, the youngest brother, Jermaine Missouri. What just looked like a quick dot to get a first leads to a big touchdown, and now Rodriguez's lead is starting to come ahead as we see on the replay. Burke.
It's just a quick bubble screen right there to him. He breaks the tackle there. 2 and 3 right down as he's racing down the sideline. Stiff arms him. And that makes it 14-7 pending the 2-point conversion here. As we see the confetti flying across the field.
Yeah, we're used to the confetti here flying all over the place.
And he now leads his brothers with 5 touchdowns on the year.
Yeah, oh man, there's gonna be some talking some trash at home.
The youngest brother leading his oldest brothers. Ooh.
Oh man.
Benny Williams with the pitch, and he's got it. The 2-point conversion's good. Rodriguez 16. Armijo 7, and they respond very well.
Yeah, smart by Rodriguez to go for 2 again. They convert. They're now 2 of 2 on 2-point conversions tonight. And even if Rodriguez scores and goes for 2, still going to be down.
Yeah,
so
that's why I was like a little surprised they went for the extra point instead. Yeah. But yeah, like you said, even with the touchdown and 2-point conversion, they're still down 1.
Good job by Rodriguez, and that goes to show you the play calling by Miles King has been just impressive. Not only going into last season, but I mean this season too. It's just like it keeps getting better and better, and he's becoming a really just a good coach and a leader for this team.
His play calling is always like to me so calculated. That's why I was a little surprised you don't go for like on that last 30 seconds. You don't try to matriculate down the field, and you don't settle for the field goal. But he's always very calculated in his play calling. He does it to his players' strengths. Yeah. Like you see there, you know that Missouri brother has some breakaway speed, so you set it up for him to have those yards after catch for that long touchdown there.
Yeah, Coach Miles King is just showing while his skills keep growing and that he's really becoming kind of that tactician type coach where he's going to be potentially 2 steps ahead of you, and that's dangerous.
As they do a squib kick here, and that's off number 10's face mask. Wortham, he's trying to run with it. He's got nowhere to go. He's got a pack of Mustangs all over him. Whistles are blowing. They're trying to separate.
I will say that for the refs, they, before the half, it was really kind of wonky and weird. But the one thing I've liked about these refs is they've been on where those pylons, before, where it looks like it's going to get chippy or potential fight breaks out. Yeah. They're on it with the whistles, and they're over there breaking it up and saying, "Let's get ready for the next play."
I will give them their acclimates for that. They have done a good job at like stopping stuff before it gets out of hand. So I'll give them that. They've made their presence aware. They've made it clear we're not going to be messing around tonight. we're going to make it, it's a clean game, and they've stepped in, some might say a little too much, as Mustangs there show blitz. Hand off to Tay, gets nothing there. He is stuffed. Of course, that's Trevor Cromie in on the tackle, along with some other Mustangs. But yeah, I'll give them this. They have made their presence known. Some of them are a little too much of the penalties, but that's just me. I don't like penalties. No one likes to see penalties in football, but you got to throw the flags. As that brings up second down, 4:13 with the clock running. Quick pass there, going deep, and that's picked off by Rodriguez. That's Jeffrey, Missouri, the oldest with the pick.
Younger brother got the score and the catch and the touchdown, and oldest brother gets the INT. One Missouri does one thing, the other does the other. They just have their own kind of complement skills, and that's great to have as a player. But for opposing teams, that's terrible.
It appears to be that was incomplete, actually. I swear I thought I saw an indication that that was a interception, but we are back at the initial line of scrimmage. There was a penalty flag, so that wipes off the interception. There was a penalty on Rodriguez that cracks the double-digit mark from what I've counted. And that is a new fresh set of downs for Armijo. So scratch all the what we just said.
I know, seriously. Well, okay, so let's go on to this now.
Good big break for Armijo there. As Tay has his probably best run of the night. He's breaking through to the secondary, and he gets the first down and more. What a momentum shift. Rodriguez had the interception. The penalty knocks it off, and on the following play, you get about a 15-yard run by your running back.
Yeah, momentum shifting. I don't know why the clock was stopped, as we see a flag come in really early.
The flag was there as Tay is pushed back. His forward progress is going to keep him at around the line of scrimmage, it seemed, or just behind it. We are awaiting the flag, and that is on Rodriguez again. That's their second of the drive.
Yeah, you don't want the penalties to start piling up now. It's for Rodriguez, even though you have a very good lead still, even if they score, but you don't want those penalties to come back and bite you at the wrong moments.
As there, the ball is moving. So at a 5-yard penalty there on Rodriguez. As the refs are trying to explain to the chain link crew what down it is still first down, 1st and 5. 3:57 to go in the quarter. That was broken up, nearly caught there. That looked like Jalen White. Oh, nope, my mistake. Eugene Jackson. The 5s and the 2s look very similar to me. But broken up. He nearly came down with it, but the Rodriguez defenders just broke it up for him.
2nd and 5 here. Almost kind of bobbled it to almost leading to an interception. So good for Armijo, though they still have a few more tries here.
Rodriguez showing blitz. Back to pass again. He steps up in the pocket, and he's still going. He breaks a tackle. He's got some running room, and he's hit hard out of bounds on the Rodriguez sideline. And there's a late flag. As a late hit out of bounds. Rodriguez showing their frustrations. I don't know why when you're up 16-7. That's their 3rd penalty on this drive alone, making it 12 on the night that I've counted. And that's going to extend that play from Armijo. That's going to be a fresh set of downs.
Well, yeah, it also looked like the Mustang defender, number 6, Mekhi Johnson, looked like he was bringing down Hayes, and then Hayes kind of stiff-armed him and kind of got away from him, and then that led to this penalty. So just kind of an unfortunate series of events here for Rodriguez on this drive.
First down now at the Mustangs 36. And that's a false start right there on Armijo. Their wide receiver, Thompson, with the jump.
Yeah, we could see that from here. That was an easy call.
that was a clear as day one. That's going to back him up. Makes it 1st and 15.
Thompson's defense, though, he looked ready for that play.
Yeah. He was ready.
A little too ready.
You are in a 2-score game here. As Hayes back to pass, throws to a wide open receiver. That was Wortham, wide open in the flat, but he's wrestled down by Rodriguez almost immediately after the catch. Brings up 2nd down after about a 2-yard gain. Clock continues to run with 3 minutes to go in this quarter.
Yeah, we're slowly approaching crunch time for both these teams.
Hayes back to pass again, and that's incomplete. Receiver was looking for a flag. I don't think he's going to get it.
No, they threw a flag for something.
Looked like it was away from that play. Oh, nope, pass interference on the defense. They were right. You were right, Blake. That's their 4th penalty on this drive alone. These penalties are just the main thing that's keeping Armijo moving on this drive.
Yeah, the penalties for Rodriguez reminds me of, I feel like I'm watching a Raider game. I have to say
No, I
it.
don't blame you. Yeah, most
I
penalized
have to
team
say
in the
it.
past 20 years. There's nothing wrong with that.
I have to say it. It just
Yeah,
feels
I'm,
like
I'm
that.
with you. I'm with you. You're shooting yourself in the foot. You're in a good position right now. You're a 2-score game, and you're just giving them these extra yards for nothing. As Hayes back to pass, throws to the quick out, and that's going to be an Armijo touchdown from Wortham. Armijo makes it a 13-16 game pending the PAT or 2-point conversion, and that drive was kept alive by 4 Rodriguez penalties. Just careless and not smart football by this Rodriguez defense.
Yeah, if Rodriguez doesn't accumulate those 4 penalties, I don't think Armijo scores, and we're talking about something totally different.
As we await the PAT, and the kick is up, and it is good. That makes it a 14-16 game. Rodriguez still holds a 2-point lead with 2:48 in the 3rd, but just sloppy, not disciplined defense that I saw there. That was their worst defensive series I've seen all year, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the penalties have a lot to do with it, but their defense just, I don't know if they're gassed or a little tired, but they just didn't look like their normal selves.
I don't know how you're tired. You just came out of half, and you should have the momentum. Your offense just scored a touchdown. Armijo responds with the touchdown, but and they seem like frustration penalties, especially the late hit out of bounds on the sideline. I don't know what you're frustrated about. You're up.
Yeah, that one especially was
that one's a head scratcher.
One, a head scratcher, yeah. I don't know. Rodriguez needs to turn around, or this game could flip on its head a lot quicker than they think.
As Rodriguez awaits the kickoff here. It's going to go to the back man from the 10. That's Alex Ross down his own sideline, and he's hit out of bounds hard. At around the 40, it seems. It's a good return there, but an even gooder hit or better hit by Armijo. Getting him out of bounds. That's Orozco, the kicker, it seemed.
Yeah, kicker showing he doesn't just have a boot. He can use the hit stick if he wants to.
Kickers are people too.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
At the 40 exactly is where the Mustangs will take over on offense. Trying to respond after Armijo responded to their touchdown. This crowd is sure responding. Sends Arizzola in motion. Play action. He keeps it, runs it up the middle. He slides down smartly, avoiding the hit. That gets about a 4-yard gain. As Burke heads over to Miles Kane to get his next play call. Brings up second down here. He's got trips to his left. Hands off to Williams, and he's just met right there. Ran right into the pile That play was blown up from the start.
Yeah, I mean, we still have another quarter to go, but I don't know if Bentley Williams can get 1,000 yards tonight. But he is going to get that number at some point this season, which is a great milestone.
Oh, he'll definitely for surely get it by the end of this season.
Yeah.
I was hoping he can get it. He's one break away from getting it, though. I'm certain of it.
I agree.
He's been fed the ball a lot tonight. As it's third down here, as this Armijo crowd's getting loud. Burke looking, rolling, scrambling, and he's in trouble, and he's sacked down by this Royals defense, and that's a 3-and-out right there as we await the Rodriguez punt. The punts have been pretty even tonight. I've counted 7 on each side.
Yeah, and that was number 66, Kendrick Salcido, there for the big stop as Rodriguez is going to punt it away, and Armijo's going to take right back over on offense as as this third quarter is ticking away, but we do still have a whole nother quarter to play, and like you've been saying, Colin, it's Friday the 13th, anything can happen.
This has been a weird one so far.
Weird
the final minute ticking down here in this third quarter as the clock continues to run. As the punt is away. That was a low, short kick, and he has trouble with the punt, and it's recovered by Rodriguez. Hill was trying to get the bounce returned like he had earlier in the first half, the second quarter, but he drops it, and it's a big swing of momentum there for Rodriguez. Instead of your defense taking over, your offense remains on the field with a fresh set of downs after the dropped punt.
I would say the momentum's kind of changed, but at the same time, too, this is a do-over for Rodriguez.
Yeah,
and this
it's a
is gonna
do-over.
make it right.
You're just outside of the red zone. You've got 39 seconds in this quarter. You don't need to score in this quarter, obviously, but you've got the chance now to score. You're in position. Arizzola in motion. Handoff to him on the jet sweep. He's going back a good bit. That's a big loss there for Rodriguez. That's about a 6-yard loss as he tried to just go back to try. I'm never a fan of going backwards to get forward. I'm never a fan of that. And look at the size difference for Arizzola and Jackson there.
Wow.
What a size difference. Arizzola, we don't have a height listed on Max Preps, but he is definitely nowhere near the size of 6'5" that Jericho Johnson is.
Yeah, that height differential was crazy.
That height differential goes crazy there. As Burke back to pass, and he looks over the middle, and that's incomplete. Nope, it's picked off over the middle. I thought for sure that was incomplete, but Armijo comes up with it. It's Trey Henderson again. He had the interception to end the first half, and he has the interception again over the middle with almost the same pass intended for Jamar Missouri, who is down.
Oh, no, that's Armijo's.
Oh, that's an Armijo?
Yeah,
okay, I couldn't tell.
It's number 2, Eugene Jackson, a little hard to see.
Eugene Jackson?
From here, but he kind of threw off his helmet, too, so I think this is more than a cramp, so we do hope he is okay as the third quarter does come to an end. Oh, no, maybe it is a cramp again. Drink your water, fellas, and I'm talking about both teams, not just Armijo. Drink your water.
Get your potassium.
Drink it.
But, wow. They take the aggressive shot to the end zone. It's almost the same play. Over the middle to Missouri.
Yeah.
And it goes off his fingertips and just falls right into Trey Henderson's hands. That's his second pick on the year.
And of the night. He's having a night.
Yeah, he's having a good night as this Armijo defense is holding strong.
Yeah, we also thought, too, that Henderson might have been that emergency quarterback if Hayes went out of the game like we saw in the first half.
Yeah.
So he's not in there as an emergency quarterback, but he's doing a phenomenal job in the secondary.
Yeah,
for sure.
he is.
And they got to carry off Jackson here.
Yeah.
Do hope he's okay. He's smiling and laughing, so doesn't look too bad. But, again, we do hope he's okay.
Does seem to be a cramp,
Yeah.
but they do have to flip the field, and they need him off as the quarter flips to the opposite end zone here, the far end zone for our perspective, as Armijo takes over deep in their own territory at around the 4-yard line. Rodriguez defense hoping to try to get a safety here. And did I just speak it into existence? That looks like a safety. Nope, just
short.
outside of the end zone at around the half-yard line, it seems. Rodriguez for sure thought they had a safety there, but they are closing in on this Armijo offense, trying to make him uncomfortable and expand this lead with a safety.
Yeah, the safety for sure would have definitely helped.
2nd and 13 now. Hayes back to pass. Gets it away.
Just got it away.
Just got it away, and that's not much of a gain, if any, there. That looked like it was completed to Hill. He had the touchdown earlier. The called back to punt return to about the 1-yard line, and then the drop punt there that set up Rodriguez with great field position, but they couldn't capitalize, turning the ball over. That's the second turnover on the night for Rodriguez. Their defense had a chance at 2 interceptions, but they were both called off because of penalties. As it brings up 3rd down now. Hayes in his own end zone, rolling, and he's got some space. That's Tay, and he's hit hard. Looks like he could be just short. Refs are showing 4th down. And that's a 3-and-out right there. Good job by the Mustangs defense for holding.
Yeah, the right call, too. I didn't know if they were going to give him the first. It kind of seemed like it, but I do feel like he was stopped short, so a good call by the refs as well. And, I mean, I'm sure they were punting away, but we've seen crazier things happen.
Oh, you got to punt this away when you're deep in your own territory.
I know, of course, I know. I'm just saying, like I said, we've seen crazy things.
We have seen crazy things, yes. It has been a weird Friday the 13th so far.
Yeah.
With one of the wackiest ends of a second half I've seen.
No, that takes the cake for sure.
Yeah. As it is 4th and 2, and they are set to punt it away. Looks like they need another man on the field, and they're going to have to burn a timeout.
That's not good.
Yeah, you don't want to have to use your timeouts in a close one like this too early.
Especially for something like this, just to get an extra player on the field, too.
Yeah.
That's not good. So I'm sure Armijo's sideline is we're going to hear it from them.
I'm sure Don Mosley, the head coach, isn't too happy about having to burn it.
Oh, we're going to hear his voice in a minute, I'm sure, through our headsets. Because, yeah, I'm sure I would not be happy if that was the coach.
With 9:44 to go in this ball game, Rodriguez 16, Armijo 14. Trying to hold on to the lead, make it 8 in a row. This rare moment right now. This Armijo crowd is silent. This is a rare moment.
Yeah, we were kind of talking about that off camera, where, you know, Rodriguez's stands, they're filled and stuff, but maybe it's because Armijo's crowd is noise is drowning it out.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, the Rodriguez crowd has been kind of silent, and they have a lead too. So
yeah,
I don't know what's going on with them. Like we talked about the first game, they were real energetic, loud. We saw a bunch of signs, but the last few broadcasts, we've noticed it too, whether they have a lead or not. I mean, their crowd's kind of non-existent, and you know that doesn't win you games, but crowds in sports help you. It builds momentum and sets the fire. So
Missouri trying to make a return there. He spun around. He's reversing his field.
Good move.
He's reversing. Doesn't have the angle on him. He's cutting upfield. He's down the sideline, and he is gone. Touchdown. Rodriguez on the punt return. Great return there by Jeffrey Missouri, the oldest brother, the senior. After his interception was wiped off the board, he gets the punt return. He was spun around right in front of us at the 40, reversed his whole field. He must have ran about, right there we see. He spun around, reverses his whole field. Number 8 seemed to have had the angle, but just didn't have it, Ryan Lee. And then he explodes upfield.
I kind of thought he stepped out of bounds right there.
It sure looked close from our angle.
But it wasn't.
But the refs must have seen he stayed in. As that makes it 22-14, pending this 2-point conversion. Rodriguez hoping to run away with it. Williams with the pitch, cuts it up, and he gets it. 24-14, Rodriguez leads after the punt return from Armijo's own end zone. A 10-point game with 9:24 to go. and this Armijo crowd is stunned.
Yeah, a little bit of their life was kind of drained from them, but one thing I want to give credit to Rodriguez for, that 3 of 3 tonight on 2-point conversions. That might be the new thing to do now. I mean, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, we've normally seen them go for the PAT, so I was a little surprised that they're going for 2-point conversions so much now. I did see it when they played Vacaville, the last broadcast we had of Rodriguez, but they hadn't been too bad with the PATs, but they're stepping away from it, and it just paid off.
Yeah, it's paid off dividends. They've added an additional 6 points on top of their 2 touchdowns. I mean, they're really kind of, you know, still time left for Armijo. Definitely not counting them out. 10-point game with 9:24 left to go, but you know, Rodriguez, they're starting to slowly creep away from this one.
As they do a squib kick there, and Armijo does end up corralling it at about the 40.
I held my breath there for a second.
Yeah, I mean, it went past one guy, and then the second guy, and then the third guy was just like, I've had enough of this. I'm going to dive on this.
Yeah.
As the Armijo offense will take over yet again after their punt. As there we see Missouri after that punt return. He's feeling himself on this senior night, hoping to make it 8 in a row against Armijo.
I'd love to know what goes on after these games in that Missouri household. All the trash talking, oh, I did this better than you.
And Hayes is brought down. That was Moses Moore, his second sack on the year.
Yeah, he's been having a quietly great night on the defensive end. That's number 52, Moses Moore, junior D-end. So Rodriguez will definitely get to keep him for one more year, and he could be that guy that really takes that big leap next year on the defensive end.
Yeah, he came from the opposite side of the field as Hayes was rolling to his left and just got him right on the back. Handoff there, and it's blown up in the backfield. That was Mackay, Johnson, and Gresham in on the tackles.
Gresham has been the usual suspect tonight, as he has just been everywhere and has had his hand, so to speak, in the cookie jar on this this Rodriguez defense.
We've called his name so much more tonight than I feel like we have all year. And I don't know, something about senior night.
Everybody's playing a little different.
All these seniors are stepping up in a big way. Pressure in his face right there. He's throwing to his sidelines, tipped up in the air, tip drill, and it's incomplete. That's going to bring up 4th down. 4th and 20 as a great 3-and-out there by Rodriguez defense. They heard how I was talking after that horrendous penalty-riddled drive they gave up on Armijo, and they got the quick 3-and-out there after forcing that 3-and-out punt earlier. 8:09 to go as they are set to receive the punt.
Sorry, I'm laughing at the way you said they heard me talking.
They did. I'm telling you, this team's hearing me, bro.
Oh, no, they definitely did. Again, one thing, too, to point out, he was there on the pressure because Sean Gresham.
Yeah, he's all over.
Just having a night.
For a big man, he's got some wheels to keep up and chase down those quarterbacks. As we await the punt and the referees blow it dead.
Oh, here we go.
We got a false start on Armijo. That's only their 6th of the night compared to Rodriguez. I think I've counted 13.
That sounds about right. That definitely sounds right, actually. Not about right, that sounds right.
That's close to the 20 total mark. As that backs up the punt. And that's a high punt. He has trouble with it. He's trying to get it away. Nearly blocked, but he gets it high. It's a very high kick, and it doesn't even get to the line of gain. It gets just outside of the 45. But, man, that could have been so much more disastrous for Armijo if he wasn't able to get that punt off. If there was more pressure in his face, that would have been an easy Rodriguez recovery.
Well, truthfully, though, it could still be disastrous. I mean, they're pretty close. They're in good striking distance, and, you know, Rodriguez could definitely take a lot of time off the clock if they kind of just feed Bentley Williams and you know, they only need a couple first downs to really get it going, and then after that, they can take that one final shot to really put this one away.
Yeah.
So they have time, and they just need to utilize it correctly. But if they do, this is looking like a Mustang victory.
As Burke comes out, Williams to his right, trips to his left. Hand off to Williams, going to the left. He gets to the outside.
Good move there by Williams.
Good move. He falls forward for about a 3-yard gain there, brings up second down. It is a 2-score game with 7:35 with the clock running. Rodriguez in control of the ball right now. Hand off to Williams. Going to the same side. He cuts, and he's driving. These defenders cannot get him down. You don't tackle it around the waist. You got to take out his legs. You got to wrap up on the legs, man. But that's enough for the first down and more.
Getting ready to say, I know we've seen it all the time, as many games as we cover, and I was wondering when he was going to open it tonight, but the Bentley ride's open now, finally.
Yeah,
Someone
yeah.
got on, they got their tickets, and they went for a little ride.
The Bentley ride.
I got to think of a better name.
No,
right now.
no, it works, it works.
But, I mean, he does take people for a ride. There was also a flag.
And it does back it up, so that knocks off the run there by Williams. That's going to bring up second down for the Bentley ride.
I guess the Bentley ride had some maintenance.
The Bentley ride got recalled there.
That was good. I like that one.
The Bentley bus stop. I don't know.
Said the Bentley bus.
The Bentley bus pass. That's what that guy had.
I think we need to call this game. We'll think of some other names for Bentley Williams another day. We'll take a class session to come up with nicknames for Bentley Williams.
And that's hopefully if we're able to cover Rodriguez in the playoffs. As Burke back to pass with the play action, he's having to roll out. Pressure was too much for him. He's going to take it and run.
Good wheels.
And he gets just to the line to gain, if not a yard or two more.
Burke showing off those wheels like we saw last week from Brody Fortunati, who even though he fumbled a few times, he can, you know, if he needs to get away, man, he can take off. And, you know, him and Burke kind of have eerie similarities, but, you know, it's kind of really up in the air who's that guy, because there's times where Brody Fortunati looks like the guy, and there's times where Dylan Burke looks like the guy. So that's one matchup. You know, I wasn't here for it, obviously, but that's one matchup I wish I would have seen.
Burke's pass batted up in the air. It was a chance to be picked off by Armijo, and it was incomplete. He was intending to the flat out there. He had trips to his left, but it was batted down. I'm certain it was most likely Johnson. He's one of the biggest guys on the field, and he gets those hands up there. But it falls incomplete, and that's going to be fourth down here, my mistake. Rodriguez is going to be set to punt it away.
I think either Rodriguez, I'm thinking you probably wanted to take more time off the clock, but at the same time, I mean, you know, the clock is starting to come down, so the walls are closing in here on Armijo, and I think this next drive in particular on the offensive end could be their biggest one of this game.
We're just under 7 minutes here with 6:55 to go in the game. Rodriguez, a 2-score game, 24-14. This crowd for Armijo, energy seemed to be just sucked out just a little bit. They want to try to get back into it, get this Armijo team pumped up to try to get a drive going here.
Yeah, they definitely calmed down. They were really loud, stomping, making a kind of talking their trash. And like you said, they've kind of gone quiet.
They're talking the talk, but they couldn't walk it so far. As Rodriguez has held a lead this whole game. Referees waiting for the teams to get back on the field so we can resume play. This will be the 8th punt of the night for Rodriguez, and I've counted 8 for Armijo as well. It has been very even on the punting. It's just Rodriguez was able to get one of them as a return and extend their lead. Punt there, and they're doing a fake.
Oh, wow.
He had a man right in his face. He had to keep it. I don't know if that was a designed fake or not. He had an Armijo defender free off the edge to try and block it.
Yeah.
So Missouri had to tuck it and run. And I'm certain that was not a design play. He just had to make a gut decision there. Couldn't get the punt off. Great job by the Armijo defense holding the punting team. And they're going to have good field position at the 47-yard line for this fresh set of downs.
I'm not too mad at Rodriguez for that play. Whether it was designed or not is the real question.
And that is going deep, and that falls incomplete.
Yeah.
It was intended for Elijah Thompson, you were saying?
I was just saying, like, whether it was designed or not, I'm not mad at it. But at the same time, if it was drawn up, a little greedy in my opinion. But not totally mad at it where I would scream at somebody on the sideline.
That's why I don't think it was drawn up. He came free off of a blitz there. He came from what appeared to be one of the gunners. Instead of trying to stay with him, he went straight for the punt to try to block it and made Missouri uncomfortable enough to try to have to run it himself.
Oh, and that would have probably been blocked for sure. So.
Oh, it would for sure have been blocked. And Hayes got some running room. He's doing it himself. We got a face mask there. Flag comes flying in, and that's going to be added to the play after the first down picked up there by Hayes. We haven't seen too much of his mobility tonight. He came into the game with 18 carries and -2 rushing yards, but he has definitely upped his numbers a little bit with that run.
Yeah, and you know, he pulled it. He did it himself. Kind of did the run, and you know, we got to give a little shout out to Miles. It wasn't probably the type of run we're used to, but showed a little bit of that get loose juice.
Just a smidge.
Yeah, just a smidge.
And that penalty is going to move the chains, and that's going to be inside the 30 of the Mustangs. Clock continues to run with under 6:30 to go. Armijo trying to get a quick score here as a 2-score game, and he is sacked. And there's a fumble. It's picked up by Rodriguez.
Oh, that might be it. And Hayes.
And he knows it. He's down. He's got his face in the dirt. Slow to get up, but I think that was just more of like, I can't believe I did that. As the Rodriguez defense gets the turnover they need. That's Armijo's first turnover of the night.
And they couldn't have come at a worse time, unfortunately. Game's not over, though. There's still time, but that might be the deal sealer.
That hurts you. Unless your defense can get a quick 3-and-out here, that really hurts your chances. That was the drive to try to get the quick score and make it a much more manageable game.
Yeah. One thing I liked about the end of that play, too, is Hayes was down, kind of beating himself up, and Trevor Cromley went over there, kind of told him, you know, hey, get up. There's still game left in him, and that's always cool to see.
And off there to Bentley Williams, and he plows forward right into the chest of Brian Lee. Falls forward.
So dirty laundry out on that field, though.
Illegal formation on the offense. I've counted a 16th penalty on Rodriguez.
Oh, please don't hit that 20 mark.
There's still 6:08.
I know.
Blake Miles ain't here to make a bet, but what are you thinking? 20 or no?
Yeah.
You're thinking 20? I'll go under then.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm going to say 20. We'll
Cool.
start this will be our first one. But
Perfect.
Yeah. I think so. I can't.
First and possibly last football broadcast of the year, potentially.
Yeah.
We may try to cover the Vanden Rodriguez game, potentially if we are allowed and if playoff implications are there.
No guarantees or promises, though.
No guarantees.
We
but
also do have basketball season rolling
basketball
around,
is coming up for us, our men's and women's team of Solano Community College. As it is 1st and 25 here with the 15-yard penalty, and he is swallowed up in the backfield.
Wow.
His helmet just came off instantly after that tackle from Jericho Johnson and company. Wow, that was not Bentley Williams. That was Keelan Highball on the handoff, giving Bentley Williams a little bit of a break here.
Yeah, Jericho Johnson, the name we've been calling all night, but let's call a different night. Let's call his name for the first time. Number 16, Nathan Brandon, the tight end, outside linebacker, was there too to help Jericho out. So good job there to assist
With
Mr.
that
Johnson.
run, it's a tackle of loss. 5:15 going as the clock continues to run. And that's exactly what Rodriguez wants to do. They want to control the clock a little bit. As Burke is wrestled down, we have a flag coming in after the sack. That was potentially illegal hands to the face. as we await the official signal. Personal foul, face mask on Armijo. That's only their 7th of the night. And that'll be a 15-yarder. And they're going to redo the down most likely. Makes it a better still second and long, but much more manageable second and long. At about a 2nd and 14. Mustangs back at it, and they get the D-line to jump. That was about the entire defensive line aside,
I saw every single
just
one of them jump.
not including number 56. Everyone else jumped besides him.
I saw everybody jump, so I'm glad you saw him because I was about to say the whole line jumped.
Yeah, that whole line jumped on the hard count there by Rodriguez. Great decision there by Miles King. You got this team anxious to try to get a stop here under 5 minutes. They're trying to keep this a manageable game for them. And you get the jump on them after they just got the penalty for the face mask. That's Armijo's 8th on the night. And it brings up 2nd and 9.
Yeah, like I said earlier in this game, Miles King is really becoming a tactician-type head coach. And, again, if you're 1 or 2 steps ahead of your opponent, that's always dangerous.
And out there, the high ball. He's got a little bit of space. He's this quickster down the sideline. Wrestled down by Henderson.
Good run, though.
Great run there. Explosive speed he had.
I believe he went out of bounds, right?
Out of bounds,
it didn't look
tackled.
like it from me, but the clock stopped, so I'm going to say.
Yeah, tackled out of bounds. Gets to the 10-yard line. And it's a first down, Rodriguez. And no, he was tackled inbounds. They can stop the clock to move the chains. Clock continues to run with 4 minutes to go. Rodriguez hoping to score here, and that'll all but do it, making it a 3-score game.
Yeah, as the famous saying, that'll be the nail in the coffin if they can get the score
Yeah.
here. I feel like even if they get the field goal, I think that's kind of also the nail in the coffin, too. They need some type
Field
of score,
goal
though.
will make it a 13-point game. It'll still be 2-point as they're in the goal line front here. Cromie at the fullback, lead blocker. He missed a block there.
He got the one at the end.
He got the second level at the linebackers, but did not get the defensive end. As Williams is stopped there for almost no gain. It is 2nd and goal here. As the clock continues to run, 3:20 to go as Rodriguez is just running this clock down.
As they should. Smart play.
As they should. That's very calculated, good decisions there by Miles King.
Yeah, and I mean, if I'm Miles too, I'm just saying hand the ball off and just let this one run out. I mean, if they get a score off,
run it down as much as you can.
But yeah, you don't necessarily need that.
Yeah. Rodriguez trying to make it 8 in a row here as there's a timeout called by Miles King.
Huh, interesting.
2:53 to go. No, I get it. They ran the clock down as much as they could. They called timeout and then get your play ready. 2:53 and they're knocking on the door, trying to make this one too far out of reach.
Yeah, it was kind of the game started like a stalemate, like you were saying in the beginning, Colin. Kind of, back and forth. The defenses were going toe-to-toe. Then Rodriguez got on the board, and then Armijo did, and then we were like, okay, who's going to strike again? It went for a little bit. The first half ending really weird, like we've talked about already a lot. But that
I'm
really
still not over that.
That really was a weird end to a half, I have to admit. But then second half comes, as we've seen throughout this year so far. Rodriguez just kind of, if they're down or they're like maybe not as ahead as they should be, they know when to flip the switch in the second half and just kind of take over. And not just on the offensive end. I mean, the defense even steps up a notch, and that's saying something because the defense has been playing really well tonight.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Blake. They are definitely a second half team as rolling to his right and caught. That's Trevor Cromie with the touchdown. Senior night, you knew they were going to pull something out of the bag of tricks. And Trevor Cromie with his first touchdown of the year. the linebacker, gets the special and the touchdown that makes it out of reach.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good. Shout out Trevor Cromie, of course. It happens on senior night, and he is a senior. We talk about him all the time on the defensive end, how he's always there. He's getting an assist for a tackle. He's getting the tackle, the sack, whatever it is. Now they get him in on the offensive end, and he scores a touchdown. Awesome night for him and the Mustangs. This will be a good victory for them.
As with this Armijo crowd quiet, I am actually able to hear the Rodriguez crowd, and they are chanting scoreboard, as it is a 30-14 game pending the PAT. The kick is blocked, but that is a dead ball. It remains a 30-14 game. It is still technically a two-score game because it's 16 points. They just need 2 touchdowns and both 2-point conversions to stay alive. But it is 2:47 to go left in this game.
That's a tall order to fill.
It is a very tall order. There we see the all-star recruit, Jericho Johnson. Not the night he was quite hoping. Good stat night for himself, but not so much for the Royals team tonight. And those seniors there, happy to get a win on their senior night here, Friday the 13th. It's been quite a weird one, and not in the typical sense. Hoping to walk away with a win here. As we await the kickoff. And it is away as a squib kick to the up men, and it's dove on by Jordan Brown, number 13 of the Armijo. 2:44 here, trying to get something going, trying to keep this manageable if you can. The energy from this Armijo sideline has just been sucked out instantly. It was the punt return, and then that drive, the fumble really is what sealed it. And some of these fans just started packing it away.
I was going to say the fumble, but I actually really think it kind of goes back to even the punt. I feel like that's when we really started to notice the energy go down. It was after the punt was brought back by Missouri.
And he's sacked, and it's Trevor Cromie and Angulo in on the tackle, or in on the sack for both of them. They're both crowning themselves, and we see Hayes down. He's taking quite a beating tonight. He's giving it all tonight, the sophomore. He's really shown his true colors, and he's played really hard tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's stepping in for their junior quarterback, Willie Nixon, who was out tonight. And, you know, you can't ask for a better job from him. Hopefully he is okay. He is still down. But good showing from Kamari Hayes. And you know what? You can't, even though you're taking the L, you can't be discouraged by your play in particular, especially the circumstances coming in. I mean, Rodriguez this isn't just some team. This is a good team. This is a rival team.
Yeah.
This is a big game. So I'm sure a lot of pressure was on him too. And I felt like he handled it. I mean, he could have obviously handled it better because they would be winning, but he handled it as best he could, and you really have to tip your hat off to him.
Yeah, for a young sophomore coming in, and like you said, the predicament he was faced with your big quarterback, Willie Nixon going down, and Kamari Hayes having to step in. He's done a service to this offense. He's done what he can. Last week he had the 4 touchdowns. He had 2 touchdowns tonight, and that's more than serviceable from him.
Yeah, oh, no doubt. And, you know, again, this is just a learning experience for him. And the thing you said, Colin, he's a sophomore. You know, this isn't his last potential game or anything.
He's going to grow.
He's going to grow, and he's going to grow for not just next year,
the year
but
after.
the year after.
Yeah.
So I think they have a solid guy to take over when and Willie Nixon's a junior too, so they still have another year with him, even if he's lost for the season. So I think the quarterback room at Armijo it's a good one they're going to have for the future.
As Hill is taking the snaps as the emergency quarterback, he's just going to throw it up. And it was a wounded duck that went up there. That was intended for Elijah Thompson, number 14. And it is in desperation time here for this Armijo team with the emergency quarterback.
Yeah.
As Rodriguez is getting fired up, as they are 2 minutes and 23 seconds away from claiming their 8th in a row against Rodriguez. And they're 16th win since 2004 against Armijo.
Yeah, another kind of interesting thing to note too. Armijo's going to lose this one. They're going to drop to 6-2, and Rodriguez winning is going to bump them up to 6-2. So that just only sparks this rivalry even more.
As Hill threw up a prayer, and it was brought down by Thompson, and he gets it just past the 50 at around the 48. That's going to move the chains. 2:16 to go, as they still have some life in this Armijo offense.
Yeah, good catch too by Thompson there.
Hill just trying to do whatever he can to help his team here, as it is definitely passing down. It's only your options here. Pass falls incomplete, brings up second down. 2:13 to go. Armijo fans hoping for one last hoorah from this offense.
One last one.
Still 2 minutes, they're trying to get situated. And Hayes is back in, showing his toughness.
Yeah, I like that.
Applaud you, young man. Great showing of grit and just persistence, trying to get it as he's got pressure rolling from his left, and he fumbles, and it goes out of bounds. I respect you coming back in, young man, but
But at the same time, I think maybe pull him out just to play it safe. You're already
just to
down
play
one
it safe. You're down.
He's gotten beat up a little bit tonight.
Exactly.
You know, just play it safe. But hey, you know what? I love it from him showing he wants to still play.
It's tough to keep players out like that when they really want to show their heart and dedication to this team.
And not to take away from Coach Mosley, but I know for a fact that Hayes is the one saying, "Coach, let me go back in there. Let me go back in there." You know.
Yep. Last few chances here for Armijo, as Hayes does go back out, and as Hill again now taking the snaps at emergency quarterback. He's got quite an arm, but not quite the accuracy. It was nearly picked off there. That would have been the icing on the cake for Rodriguez, but it remains Armijo ball with just under 2 minutes to go, and it's 4th and 20 here.
Yeah, just out of the hands of number 15 for the Mustangs, Liam Flores there. And he, as you saw at the end of that play, kind of beating himself up.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean, you know what? The game's over anyways. You know what? Don't beat yourself up too hard, kid.
And I like this. The Armijo cheerleaders are doing push-ups after a dropped interception by the opposite team as punishment.
That's cold.
I respect that, ladies. And they're doing solid push-ups.
No, I respect it,
Respect
but it's
to you. As Hill back to pass, just throwing a prayer, and it's broken up there. That was Jaden Wright-Jackson. It was intended for Jordan Brown. It falls incomplete. Turnover on downs, and Rodriguez is going to try to kneel this one away and come out with a win.
Yeah, I think that's messed up. I applaud and respect it from the Armijo cheerleaders, but I think the football team should be doing the push-ups, not them. You know, but again, good. We respect it, ladies, and again.
And they're still doing them.
Yeah, I don't think they should be doing them though. I think the football team should, but nonetheless, I applaud them for that.
Wow.
That's cool. You don't see that very often.
You do not see that. I cannot recall a time when I've seen that. And they are not quite in the victory formation. They're in goal line. Pitch to Arizzola as he's got a little bit of space. He's going to cut back in. He's cutting all over the field. And he's wrestled down. I don't anticipate them trying to run up the score, but this is a rivalry game. And it is league, and if it comes down to it, it comes down to points. So points do matter, especially in a league matchup like this. With 1:40 to go, that was definitely enough to pick up the first down and a lot more. As yes, they are trying to run up the score.
Yeah, Bentley Williams is going to sub out.
Yeah, Bentley Williams out. You want to rest him.
Mac Lucas,
Bring in the subs. Burke rolling, and he slides down smartly, avoiding the hit. Avoids the hit there from Salcedo. The clock running down. It's a minute and change to go. And I think now Rodriguez is going to be like, okay, we'll kneel it.
Yeah.
They were seeing what the defense was going to give them,
Yeah.
and then they noticed the defense ain't giving nothing. Like, okay, we'll take our point. We'll take it and go. We'll take our victory and leave. They still have one last hurrah. It looks like they're not quite in the victory formation. Under center in the goal line package. Pitch there to Rapola. Rapola cuts it on the sideline, and he's hit hard out of bounds. I don't quite agree with this. Trying to get the score. This is where you risk injury, especially Armijo. You got nothing to lose here. If you hit a dude hard and get a penalty, so what? Rodriguez, you're hoping to try to get playoffs here. That's why I don't quite agree with the going to run up the score, but I get it. Points do add up in a tie for league matchups. There's a pitch there. And is he just short of the plane, I think. I don't see quite a signal yet.
No,
as the clock does continue to roll, 20 seconds going. I don't think Rodriguez calls a timeout to try to score.
I would hope they kneel.
I would hope you just run the clock out. You don't even need to kneel. Just run the clock out. Just end it.
Yeah, they're going to. Okay.
Yeah, just out of respect for your opponent.
Yeah, that's
as
smart.
yet they are going to do that. As the final score of this game, Rodriguez Mustangs 30, Armijo Royals 14. Here from Fairfield, California. We do hope to see you again with covering high school football for the playoffs, depending on Vacaville or Rodriguez standings. We may potentially cover Vanden Rodriguez at Vanden High School. That is not guaranteed, set in stone yet. That depends on playoff implications and if we are possibly even available and have enough people to cover it. But it all depends on Rod and Vaca to finish out these last two games against League. I've been Colin Szymanski, joined in the booth by Blake Molina. We thank you for tuning into high school football here on the Solano College Sports Network, and we will see you next time.